What up, everybody? It's your boy, Coach John, in the building 10 times now. Me and my man AJ, word artist, coming through, man. Y'all know how we do every Thursday, same time, same channel. We here, bring you the best of what we have. We got some things to talk about. We got some things to talk about. Some things that we need to be discussing. And yeah, let's just get it started. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started in here. I don't really want to get too far gone before I get AJ on. So I'm not gonna do too much talking. I'm gonna go ahead and set up my IG, get my IG working, and we'll see where we end up. There's tons to talk about. There's tons to talk about. Plenty to talk about. Um, and a lot of things that we need to address. We need to address some things. I'm just letting you know. Let me set this up here. Get this right on live. 10 times now with AJ. Where are this? Okay, TISC. Yeah, so we getting it going. We getting it going. We just setting it up. So y'all come on up in the spot. We'll send it out. Let some folks know where we at, know we in the building, so they can come on and find us and make it pop. Let me see. Send this out to some people. Get them up in the room. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Step up in the joint. Okay, no. I can make it, but I'm going to send out. You know, I send these kites out to people that I know can't make it, but I send them out anyway, because you never know. You never know. Somebody might just have a few minutes to come on in and check out what we got going on. If you got a topic that you want to share, that you want to talk about, please let us know, and we'll jump right on in and talk about it. That's what this is about. This is about us building the community. It's about us talking about the things that are going on that are affecting our community, and how do we make those things change for the betterment of ourselves. What do we need to do for the betterment of ourselves instead of waiting for folks to do better for us? Because we constantly like waiting for people to do better by us, which is our number one problem. We always want somebody to do better by us, and we won't do better by our own selves, by our own standards. Welcome, 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 welcome. Come on in. 10 times now. I'm waiting on AJ. I'm also on YouTube. Y'all know I pull up YouTube and Instagram, so people who can't get on YouTube can still get a glimpse of what's happening. But most of our conversation goes on through Instagram and through Facebook. So just find me, Coach Josh Smalls, on Instagram. I mean, not Instagram, on YouTube. Excuse me, on YouTube. Come up on my YouTube channel, and yeah, we're gonna talk about some things. We'll talk about plenty of things. Thank you for coming in. I'm trying to. The poet. Shahi. Tell me how to say that so I can say that properly, because I see you all the time and I'll be like, I know I'm not saying that name right because I keep messing it up. And I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to mess up your name. I don't think that's fair to you. So kind of like spell it out for me so I know how to say it properly. And so I can say your name properly. AJ.
What up, man? What up? Yeah, man. I'm trying to get things situated because see, I had this problem earlier, right?
Okay.
I had this dude, man. This dude called me, right? Dude called me, talking about, yeah, man. I just wrote this piece, and I need you to hear it. Dude called me with the piece that kind of, sometimes you can't just go throughout the proper, the regular part of your day after you hear something. You say, well, I need to take some notes, record something, or I need somebody to take dictation because something has to happen after I hear this piece. And that's where I was. Something had to happen. So I had to go through this. Then I had to say, oh, I'm supposed to be doing the show. Let me come back to snap back. Come on back. Yeah, man. But that's the way it works. So I'm trying to figure out how we do this. How you have these great people touting shit to you that you say, look, man, can you wait till Sunday? Can you wait till Sunday to give me this lesson? Yeah, wait till Sunday to give me this lesson. I need this Sunday school lesson not on a Thursday evening.
Which, this is what I need you to do. Which, you have to turn your phone off and turn it back on. Because you move it. Turn your phone off and restart your phone so you can get rid of that feedback. I think that's what you need to do. Because I know your phone gave that feedback earlier.
Now, but how you be, man? How's your day?
Okay, now I can hear y'all. I'm good, brother. It's another beautiful day in Zamunda.
In Zamunda?
Yeah.
What part of Zamunda are you in?
Let's talk about that part.
Are you in the part where they dancing in the kingdom?
Shoot, I wish.
It's
you're in the working man part of
I tell you what, I'm not gonna end this day without getting paid.
Oh.
What's up? This is AJ. This is Thursday. Every Thursday, John, you follow Coach Josh Smalls. I have Mr. Witts on here with us. Yeah, so yeah, we trying to get his exact location because we need to know where that is, you know. But now, welcome 10 times now, man. It's always a blessing. I mean, it wasn't even acting right. Now I got to say that all again. What's up? It's Thursday. It's Thursday 10 times now. I'm on here with Coach John, Mr. Witts. If you want to follow, you want to see it on YouTube, it's Coach Josh Smalls on YouTube. Yeah, this is 10 times now. So we're gonna have, if you have any questions or anything you want answers to, you know, type it in down here, and we're just gonna have a glorious conversation today.
Yeah.
So how was your day, Coach John? What were we saying, sir?
You know, my day has been beautiful. All my extremities are working. Fingers work. I wrote a poem. I think I wrote 2 poems today. So I'm doing good, man. You know, I ain't got no complaints. What about you? How you feeling? How you making out today?
Well, I was doing good, but I started off, I said, this guy called me up. Witts, check this out. This dude called me, right? He started reading this poem like it's Sunday morning, like it's Sunday school, like I already got a pen or something, and I'm taking notes. Like I got my Bible open and shit, but I wasn't ready. So here I am trying to recover from the poem I heard earlier. So that's why I was a couple of minutes late logging in.
Look, man, that's the most beautiful thing that I love about being a poet and being amongst poets. That you get those random calls like, yo, listen, you gotta hear this.
You gotta hear it.
I just gotta express my thoughts and share my world with you for a moment. You know, I think that's so beautiful, man, because that the person value that much and say, look, I want to give you a piece of my time.
Yeah. It is, but what if you don't have a defibrillator? What if you have defibrillator and can't count? Come on, okay, hitting yourself with.
You better come with it, huh?
Yeah, I'm saying you better have a defibrillator or something, because some of them pieces that you hear ain't
you just
ain't gonna be ready for it. It's National Poetry Month, April 1st.
April 1st, National Poetry. My sister's birthday tomorrow.
So what?
I said you show up with it in the car. You pull up like, listen, hold on to this because you're gonna need this.
Is it wrapped up? Is it wrapped up real tight and you got to drive off real fast? You got to burn rubber because when they open it, they ain't gonna be ready for it.
You know,
here you're gonna need this. It's wrapped up. Like, give me a second. Let me get out of the way. I'm going over YouTube. Okay, Betty. Betty says she's going over to YouTube.
Okay, Miss Betty. We waiting on you.
Hey, Miss Betty.
Yeah, this is Thursday 10 times now. We're working on the process. It's actually by next week. This is going to be our podcast 10 times now. So that's a month. We're gonna have to rock a couple of things. We got Mr. Witts in the house. Mr. Witts gonna have to rock something. Just ride with us, and he cruising. He cruising in Zamunda.
You know he gonna leave in a minute.
You know what I'm saying? He cruising in Zamunda. You know, Zamunda don't have that good connection.
Yeah, I gotta make a stop. I'm on the way to actually go pick up some food for my house.
So this is what you gotta do, bro. You gotta restart your phone. So that way you can get rid of that feedback. I think you gotta restart it. September Virgo in the building. So you can get rid of that feedback. But that should clean that up if you do that. It should. If it don't, then throw your phone away, get an iPhone.
But check it out. If you got a question, man, if you got a question, send a question. We're gonna talk about a couple of things today. We're gonna talk about the $2 trillion infrastructure bill.
Yeah.
We're gonna tell you how that's easy. We're gonna tell you we're gonna talk about the trial that's going on right now.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about that trial.
And we're gonna talk about it being National Poetry Month since we're poets. And we're gonna have either some new beginning shit to share. We're gonna have something to share that's gonna interest you.
Yeah.
So welcome to National Poetry Month. This is the first day of it. We're gonna be here for a minute.
Oh, we're gonna be here for a minute. Y'all gonna get all this work.
Betty says she don't see it on YouTube.
I don't know why. It's on there.
Let me see. He said he don't know why it's on there, Betty.
It's on there, Miss Betty. Let me see if I can find it and send it to you. But it's on there. I'm looking at it now. Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna try to send it to you in via Instagram.
Yeah, so what it is, what's up, AC Moon? Yeah. No, man, if you got a question, man, you got a question, man, just toss it in and we'll discuss it. Miss Betty says she's going back. Yeah, we'll discuss it in totality. We hope we do it justice. But yeah, Mr. Witts, check it out. We know you got to leave soon. So why don't you just rock something while you're riding? You could be the first poem on 10 Times Now on National Poetry Month, first day.
First day, bro. All on you. I don't think he can hear us now. Where he at?
There he looked down.
Okay.
Could you imagine being innocent, charged and found guilty by a prosecution that wants to take away your life, and your best news comes when your lawyer tells you you're not at risk of being executed within the next year? Could you imagine the fix of breath flowing through your lungs at the sound of another 365 days as you look in the face of the man the law firm has sent out to reevaluate your case? You can only hope he's genuine in his fight for your freedom when it seems no one is there to be in your corner, because you're already guilty in a systematic eye, which is the very reason you were incarcerated in the first place. And his words are as fancy as his designer suit, leaving you to question whose side he is on, knowing the only suit they want to see a black man in is the one issued by a correctional facility. Will he believe you when you tell him you really didn't do it? Are you guilty to proven innocent in his eyes as well? Because you know some lawyers will trade your innocence for a not guilty verdict in a future case. Just imagine waking up with a throat full of rocks, like someone had funneled gravel down your throat, with your heart racing your mind like an Olympic tryout, leaving you to question which organ will give first. None of this matters. All things considered, your life expectancy has been given a due date, final meal, final song to accompany the emotion. Yet you fight back the tears of being wrongfully accused as the guard buzzes in and the cell locks open. The jingle of the shackles sound just like slavery. Then they handcuff your wrists along with your ankles to deliver you down this long hallway. 2 guards on your back like a means to escape. If they're brave, what are you? Staring death in the face. The stench of injustice is the paint on the walls, and it's all in your clothes like a smell you can taste. See, it pains beyond restraint when you're made to be the fall guy. Melanin backdrop like a sheet of bullseyes, like your skin has conspired with everything unlawful, and it's nothing you can say to get this targeting off you as you sit across from this lawyer. It's hard to speak to him because he's all of the reminder of how it will all end. So your anger reappears in the wrinkle of your forehead, and his sympathetic friendship is lost in his grin. Then the CO crashes in, eager to gift you with his bracelets and deliver you home, meaning back to your cell. You can't help but feel helpless to the prejudiced remand of your spirit and body as your eyes start to swell. You can only look back at him like you have nothing to lose and pray that his next visit will bring better news. But you and I know better than to count on his ethics. when it was one of his colleagues who has written this sentence. Could you imagine being innocent?
Yeah. But what
Yeah,
inspired that poem, bro?
That piece is always fire.
That poem was inspired by it's based on true story. This is what happens, and it happens over and over. It's not one particular story, but it's become our story. We have so many of us have been um taken by authority. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Just being in the right place at the wrong time, but at the right place at the right time for them. That's what I meant to say. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So it's crazy how that can happen, how somebody can be that cold and that raw to a stranger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That you can have that much hate in your blood to a presentation. Because what is a skin tone other than the way you view somebody? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to the
Yeah.
present to your eyes, it's so ill to your liking that you will sacrifice someone to their very demise. That what kind of savage is that? And that's pretty much where it come from. It's a continuous story that's happened from as far as back as we can remember.
Yeah.
He said, "What kind of savage is that?"
Wow.
You
Powerful. Very powerful.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Man.
listening in, brothers. I'm gonna dip out. I love y'all. Keep vibing. I'm gonna try to come back in after I get this shopping done.
All right, cool.
Okay,
Love you guys, man.
All right, peace.
Restart your phone. Shut it down and start it back over too.
Got you.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Better do it. Better do it. He's gonna tell you again. Nah, man.
What you got?
Huh?
You got a poem brewing. Let me hear it.
It ain't. I'm okay. I'm gonna read what I got. It's new. It might change next time you hear it, but this is it. Title is Anointed. I asked, how did the first melanated people receive their anointing? Can't remember when, but I read somewhere in scriptures, my cup runneth over. The surely goodness and mercy part. This had to be the reference to blessings overflowing. I've heard there are stories history refuses to share until a poet comes along and inks it out of her. I've been searching long before my lead transformed to ink, before I knew time held secrets and Mother Nature was her accomplice. It is told the duty fell to angels, the ones wishing to earn extra feathers. Not all wings enable flight. Everywhere you are, you have to put in work. Nothing is offered without some follow through, without some go get. The concept of equitable compensation had to begin somewhere. I imagine it started with clouds and angels, with heaven after the second beginning, after the garden was no more. Time determined it was appropriate for an anointing. How can you bless the blessed unless you create a distinctive difference? An attachment noticeable from a distance, a halo that glows in the dark, or maybe a magical concoction of mythical proportions can be poured into each of the blessed, changing their skin to a shade heaven would be proud of. I hear tale. It was trial and trial, no error. It took a minute before perfection set in, before heaven was happy. Every shade was glorious, every other nation jealous. They were not the chosen. All of them felt left out. There are shades of black only in existence in the upper room on the upside of heaven. I need to let you know what glory told me in secret. No matter how fast the beating heart represents the first stages of dying, you must know every siren is not a homegoing, not a rush to the cemetery. Earth is not the final resting place, doesn't have fingers strong enough to keep us here when heaven calls our names. Imagine being in a clean room as clean as the floors in heaven's kitchen, with a dirty mind, thinking time ain't fair. Death had the wrong list given by the Most High when he claimed the last name, called a boy black, girl black, man black, woman black, called a black body home.
Mm.
We were not ready to let go. Nobody can explain in terms not listed in the King James how hands of spirits are unable to touch a black body when it first arrives. How heaven has this thing called necessary, called everyday glory, how we are blessed with melanin, how the angels earn their wings, clean hands pouring blessings and blessings into the blessed. They can't tell you with any specificity the amount of melanin in each living being. There are no dates of discovery, which angel poured first, whose cup runneth over, who finally got the blessed formula correct, how many times, how many millions of good morning heaven greetings have melanin shared. So many, it could be why God made echoes.
Wow.
But that's what I got so far, but it's not done. But I'm kind of seeing the picture. Paint.
In other words, I got some shit for y'all coming.
Now, do you see the picture?
Yeah. You know, I'm so tired of America seeing us like Christmas ornaments. And then we have to write these poems that keep saying how we just dangle for their entertainment, right? It has to be entertainment. It has to be entertainment.
No, when you say that, I would just, I was thinking the next line on here might be, I think that's why most people see us as leaves in autumn. Everybody's so willing to let go, to give up.
And actually dying for change. You know what I mean?
Dying for change, yeah.
Dying for change. It has, think about autumn, right? It has so much significance in that, dying for change. And you could just go on the line, dying for change. That's just a metaphor for all kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you even in a relationship, parts of you have to not necessarily die, but they have to grow into a new thing. And so you have to give up some selfish ways that you would have not been in a relationship, right? So the selfishness still has to die to change.
But Terry, you said have to give up some selfish ways. Like, yeah, you know, you gotta pick and choose what selfish you're gonna wear today.
What selfish you gonna wear today, right? I'm with this green selfish right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. It is National Poetry Month. 10 times now. I got my man AJ, word artist, in the building. Mr. Witz will be back. We here. We got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of things to share. I definitely want to hear some people do some poems. If you got an amazing poem that we just need to hear, that I might just work on it, because I want to hear it all. I want all of it today. This is what we're here for. This is what we're here for. I got tons of poems I got to finish, but this is important to me. This is why I'm here, and I want y'all to understand that, you know, I mean it when I try to sacrifice my work for the betterment of us. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, because I got a whole lot of shit that I need to be writing about. I got a whole lot of poems that's burning through me. Ja is poem greedy. Yes, Mike. I'm poem starving right now. I got some words that are trying to formulate, and it's like a woman when she's pregnant, and they told her, you know you with child, and then she realized she got several of them running around in her, or that baby just starting to grow so much faster than she thought it was. That's where I'm at right now.
No, man, because that, I have a line in the poem in this other book. It says, "I bled a poem today. It felt good to be rid of it."
Oh shit! Oh man, I'm gonna read that new dressing for church because I changed something else in it.
You got to, man. You got to. That's why.
Listen,
that's why I'm sitting here, my hands ready like this to type and shit.
And it ain't ready, but It's getting there. It's getting there.
Let's go.
How do you pick your tie? Does it match your suit first or your socks? Does its color say sinner or believer? I love getting ready for church, getting dressed for church, trying to hear pastor's last altar call, wondering if Jesus is going to hear me pass the loud of those Easter Sunday dresses, the white diamond perfume that lines the pews. I love dressing for church when choirs had matching gowns, when prayers were led by heavy breathing, Black women giving life by speaking in ancient languages. They call it speaking in tongue, catching the Holy Ghost. I wonder why we couldn't see it, couldn't speak its language. Maybe the ghost doesn't like how we pray, loses its holy every time we ask a question. Dressing for church always felt good, reminding me God still cares, still had love for church folks, maybe loves church folks. There was those who frequent First Baptist, Ebenezer, Little Rock, AME Zion, Presbyterian. Maybe it stems from 1933, when Passover found Christ, when we vampired our way into rituals that started in Egypt, started in Africa. Maybe God only loves Christians. Can't hear from sinners like regular folks, secular music lovers. I don't know what church means. But does it spell secrets that can't be broken? Rituals that force Black folks to plead through gospel music. How do we find church anyway? Here in America, when white folks told us who to pray to, gave us a color that doesn't match the region it came from, doesn't say origin. How we find Jesus in segregation? Got church but no freedom. Found religion but God can't hear. Niggas ain't got jobs but they got Sunday suits and dress shoes, fresh perms and roller sets. I'm not saying God ain't present. Won't say church doesn't save people. I'm just tired of running. And most times I can't find any answers, even while I'm sitting here dressing for church.
Now, what's the line? How we find Jesus? What?
wait. Let me go back. I said, where we at? Let me go find it.
It was about 6 lines after in 1933 when Passover found Christ.
I said, maybe it stemmed from 1933 when Passover found Christ. When we vampired our ways into a ritual that started in Egypt, began in Africa. Maybe God only loves Christians. Can't hear sinners, regular folks, secular music players. I don't know what church means. Nope, that ain't far enough down, Mike.
I know, go down some more. It's about 8 lines past that because I wrote that line and then it was about 8 lines and then
I said, doesn't spell secrets that can't be broken, rituals that force Black folks to plead through gospel music. Why do we find church anyway? Here in America, when white folks told us who to pray to, gave us a color that don't match the region, doesn't say origin. How we find Jesus in segregation? There you go. How do we find Jesus in segregation?
And the trip is, what's the one? Trip is when they talk about Southern Baptists. You know, a lot of movies play on that idea. You know, because some of the old movies say, okay, you Baptist? Which one?
Yeah.
They say Southern? Okay, come on in. Yeah. You know, and it was like how they found Jesus in segregation. And it's been a play on our minds on purpose.
Yeah.
In the way it was presented. How Southern Baptist was the better part of Baptist if it was a Baptist church. At least the way they played it in movies. I am excellent. Wonder how you be? How you doing?
Excellent, bro.
No, but that line.
AJ, it's exactly that. Because they want you. Everything from the South was always bigger and better.
Yeah.
They always make the South better than
like they said about my hometown. That big and better in Texas. Well, I'm saying it's colder. It's colder when the lights and shit don't come on in the freeze. It's cold in Texas in the freeze. Yeah, that's correct. No, but check it out. No, but that piece, man, that is, and I'm saying, and I was listening to the breakdown of your piece on how it can be broken down into this part, and then this fades in, and this part, somebody else come in, this fades in, so it can be this whole dance, this whole dance of images that nobody's ready for throughout the whole joint. I am wonderful, Wonder. How you doing? How are you doing, Wonder?
Kimberly, Miss Betty, Mike, everybody that's in the building, Mo Thoughts, Losing Frugal, everybody who in. Thank y'all for tuning in. Emerald, thank you for coming in. Come on, YouTube. Come on, YouTube. YouTube is always the better way for us to communicate better. But I try to leave the IG who can't get on YouTube.
Wonder, go to your YouTube and find Coach Ja Smalls on YouTube. Pray for my sister, Aretha Trillington. She's in a coma. She had an asthma attack and went into a heart attack. And she won't wake up. Oh, man, we would definitely keep her in our prayers, man. You there, Ja?
Yeah.
No, we would do that for sure. What hospital is she in? I'm going to write that down because we definitely got to.
Yeah. It is rough out here, man. And people are going through some things that we can't even begin to understand, let alone fathom. We can't even, get any kind of balance with it. And I think one of the greatest things that I love about this work we do is because it allows everybody else to allow themselves to be not just vulnerable, but unafraid. You have to be unafraid for some things. And a lot of times we are so afraid of the what's next that we don't understand what's happening right now. We're scared to move from that.
But Wanda, I just want to say this, that my mother just got in the hospital. She had COVID. She was down. She had the tubes in her. She had everything. We're definitely going to pray.
Yeah.
And she said she lives in New Jersey. We're definitely going to pray for her because, if anything, I believe in answered prayers.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because my, evangelist Myrtle Middleton was Faye's mother, passed away March 1st. She was a living example of how God, she used to drive. She was 104 pounds. Used to drive an 18-wheeler.
Oh, wow. Wow.
used to play domino. I'm saying she was all these things and more. And so she's in a nursing home. Okay. Now we're definitely keeping our prayers because, anything's possible. My mother's 88 and I'm saying, and she recovered. So I'm saying we got to know that everything's possible.
Yeah. There's a poet friend of ours that mine's in so many words. She just came down with COVID and she's ill right now. It's affecting her pretty rough right now too. And so so keep her in your mind, thoughts and prayers too. It's a timing that we're living in now, and people need to be very mindful of that.
Yeah, because and the worst part about it is you have Republican governors saying, "Hey, you don't need to wear a mask." When we are 400% more likely to pass away or to be hospitalized from COVID than our white counterparts. So it almost seems like they're doing this when they're trying to change the voting laws in the 43 states and trying to change this, make it harder to vote. And they're trying to make sure they get rid of us, some of us in the process. Because if you believe, I had COVID too. If you believe that COVID is gone, walk out here with no mask on. Do what, man. Let me tell you, John, the other day Faye and I, we were in a casino, just sitting down at a machine, playing machines, and we were sitting next to each other, but it was 4 machines. So you have one person skip one person. And that's the way they do it in social distancing. So we sit next to each other, but there's a machine on her right. So this guy comes up with a mask on and start putting money in the machine right next to her. And I say, and I just looked at her, I say, excuse me, but we're not doing that today.
Right.
And he looked at me and said, well, I got a mask on. Okay, I would do that. I would do that one.
Some of these people don't care.
No, but he said, I got a mask on. And I'm like, that is awesome. I see you got a mask on. And we're also social distancing.
Okay.
So today, you're going to practice the social distancing part.
At least you're going to do it right here.
And he was saying, he said, no, I'm going to play this machine. And Faye said, well, if you play this machine, security going to tell you to leave. I said, hold up. Security ain't got to tell him nothing.
We can handle this right here.
Yeah, I say, we're not doing this today. And then he just looked up and took his damn machine and walked off. And Faye said, man, I hope he don't come back with a gun. I said, I hope he do. I need a gun. Hope we do. I need a gun. Because I don't think, see, one thing people aren't aware of, see, you got big bad people in the world that don't know what big bad people look like.
Say that again, AJ. They ain't hear you.
Because sometimes you could run up on the whooping you've been waiting for.
All your life. Be sitting there waiting for it.
Whooping you've been looking for. Because I always tell somebody, my dad used to tell me, he say, there's always somebody better than you. And if you go out there like you're bad, you're going to find them quick.
Real fast. But AJ, hold on. Let me go back for a minute. Did you see on the news with Johnson & Johnson? First of all, you already know Johnson & Johnson will kill your ass with talcum powder. You can mess with this vaccine they got if you want to. But they got on the news. They messed up hundreds of thousands of vaccinations because they mixed two things that ain't supposed to go together.
No, I didn't do that.
Yeah, they mixed two things that wasn't supposed to go together. How in the hell? They're talking about, oh, well, we talking to the people now to make sure it don't happen again next time.
but see, what we don't stand about the concept of America. America is this free state, you know, for economic growth and resources. So when they create anything, there's always written in there an acceptable amount of losses.
Right.
And we've been on the end, you know, I'm saying blankets to tell you the story. You know, you can go back to blankets, and I ain't even got to go there, but you can go back to syphilis. You can go back to all these things and see that there were experiments on people that didn't know they were being experimented on. But it was for American glory. So these doctors say, oh, we know how to cure this now. But they knew how to cure it, but didn't tell the people that kept shooting with syphilis that there was a cure for it.
And then they kept telling them, oh, we here's the medicine, knowing that wasn't no medicine.
No, but they didn't tell them that was medicine. They didn't offer them nothing. It was like, okay, so we're working on this. But the medicine came out, you know, what, a couple of years? Because it was supposed to be a 6-month experiment and lasted 40 years. How do you in America, with a straight face, have people sign up for a 6-month experience and keep it going for 40 years?
40 years.
I'm saying keep it growing for 4 generations of a family.
Watching people just die.
Yeah, 4 generations of a family. So we talk in generations, but we don't act like generations matter. We don't treat it like, how are we preserving us in these generations? How are we teaching the next generation to be better than the one we are, than the problems we had, than the things we've gone through?
Yeah.
And here we are still talking about how to get past this COVID, this thing. And we got people not. There was a black woman in the store right beside me with a mask below her nose, yelling at a white man because he asked her to wear a mask correctly, you know. And she had a daughter with her. Her daughter was probably 23. And she was cussing how, COVID ain't real. These masks are fake and all this. She sounded like she could have been a January 6th participant. I'm just going to say it that way.
Right.
I'm not saying she was, but I'm saying it sounded like she could have been.
Could have.
But to sit here and spout information that you don't know is correct, as though it's facts, it's a problem. How can somebody talk to you when you sound like the truth is stuck in your craw somewhere and it won't come out?
It won't come out. AJ, I was in the store. I was sending off some books. And this woman came in with her child. You know, child might have been, I know, at least a teenager, if not in her early 20s, maybe in the early 20s. They come in the store, no mask on. And so everybody got a mask on, so everybody's looking like, you know, what kind of fool are you, right? So you know, the cashier, they finally get to see her, and they say, you know, ma'am, you know, you have to wear a mask. You know, it's mandatory that you wear a mask. She said, this is her words now. I have a pre-existing condition. I can't wear a mask. So you telling me that because you have a pre-existing condition that You just gonna come and breathe your COVID on me? You just gonna go and grab all the COVID you can get from outside and bring it in here and give it to us?
But you know, I try and tell people that if you have a pre-existing condition, COVID is gonna be your last condition. It's looking for you.
It's waiting on you.
Yeah, COVID's looking for you with your pre-existing. And I'm like, so if you got this pre-existing and you don't know that it's made just for you, it's gonna be your last dance. You and COVID gonna have this waltz, this forever waltz, or whatever you want to call it. And I'm like, if you got a pre-existing condition, you should be the one with a double mask and a little face shield on. You should be triple covered or triple or not have your ass outside.
Let me tell you how bad I am. Well, how good I am. I ain't gonna call it bad. I don't go in Walmart no more. I don't even go in Walmart. When the last time I went in Walmart, I felt like I had to come home and burn my clothes. I don't go in Walmart. Number two, if the store is too crowded, I damn sure ain't going in there. And I know I'm a little uppity, peace, Kareem, and I go into the stores that are a little more expensive than other stores, but I go there for a reason. You see, I know they're gonna put food that ain't going bad on no shelves.
Watch out now. Watch out there now.
The sale ain't going down too fast in there. Okay. When your food is on sale, I advise you to check the date. And by the time you get in your neighborhood, it's already gone. It's not that it's old today, but it's at that date that it's expired.
Now check it out. Pull the new sticker off because you can see the old sticker underneath it.
There you go. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
And if you smell that, like Safeway used to do in the hood, where before all the Safeways closed in Dallas, you go to Safeway and pick up some meat and it smell like bleach.
And you're gonna eat that?
No, it smelled like bleach, and I'm saying it was the covering because the meat was on its last breath. I'm saying it's got 15 minutes left for the expiration just hit. You could stand there and count to 10 and see that shit go bad. No, but he smelled because I used to go grocery shopping with my mom, and that's how I learned. That's how I learned to cook. That's how I learned to shop. That's how I learned to wash. That's how I learned all the things. And and I always tell a lot of people, I'm saying when you wash, a lot of people wash differently.
Yeah.
And it's strange how people are taught different things because you watch a Tide commercial and you think that all new intensified Tide is good. I used to ask my mother in the store, I say, okay, if Tide just came out with this all new intensified Tide that's so much better than this old Tide, why does they got old Tide on the shelf?
The old one in there. Yeah.
If we're trying to do better, why do you have the not better on the shelf right beside the come better, the do better?
Listen, and don't change the price either.
Yeah, no. You got the old Tide that don't work as good as the new Tide, but you got both of them there because some people don't want their clothes real clean.
They don't want them real clean. Just get them a little bit clean.
I don't want my clothes like the old clean. The old clean I'm used to. I don't want the real new intensified Tide with the Oxyblast and all the other stuff. I don't really need that because I don't want my clothes that clean.
I don't want my clothes that clean.
Yeah. I don't need my clothes pristine and shit, And then they got the little Downy wipes or the wipes, whatever they say to keep the pet hair, because my dog be shedding, got her hair everywhere. And when they pull the thing off to put in the dryer on TV, the other little thing is about this big little thing you throw in there. Pull it out, it's like pulling out a whole sheet or something, a whole 100 blend cotton sheet, throwing it in the dryer. I'm like, if I gotta do that, I just pick the hair off my clothes. I ain't throwing that big old thing in there, man. Y'all ain't got me like this. Y'all ain't fooling me.
But AJ, they create all of these things for us, and we just go with everything they tell us. You know what I thought about one day? My mom was talking about it. She heard a lecture, and she said, son, do you realize if they shut off if the United States go to an all-out war with somebody, let's say China, and China got us under so much pressure that the seaports shut down, we don't eat, bro.
We ain't making nothing here.
We ain't doing nothing.
We ain't got no taters. We ain't got no taters and nothing. We ain't got no taters, no corn.
No.
Because all the corn is hushed and fed to the animals because they're trying to get more money out of it.
Yeah. And we don't have the if it shuts down right now, we don't have the necessities to make it.
And they George Washington Carver potatoes.
Yeah.
You know, they grow potatoes this time, then they burn the field and plant something else.
Yeah.
You know, because Carver told him, he said, look, this land can grow whatever you plant.
Whatever you plant.
You got to make the land new. So, and I think that's why America keep planting black bodies.
Thinking
we're going to grow some new niggas.
Some new niggas. Wow. I tell you one thing though. I got my brother Lee, Mr. Lee coming over to help me get this, because we on a quarter acre. And I got a real cool neighbor next door. He come over here like this. He said, man, yeah, I do redneck shit. That's what I do. I'm a redneck. I do all kind of redneck shit. Whatever you need, I can do it. I do it like rednecks do it. And I ain't got nobody on the other side of me. And we just got land. He gonna come over and help me get this dirt together. I'd be damned if I ain't gonna grow at least the minimum. You can eat off of your own land. You don't need a whole big garden. You're a small little garden. You can feed yourself and your family off of that. And then you can barter system.
I'm in Las Vegas, man, but you know, in the summertime, it get warm out here. Sometimes it get warm, like, you know, you can come outside at 10 in the morning, be 2,000 degrees and shit.
That kind of warm, you went back inside.
Sometimes be 10,000 degrees, and you be trying to grow some tomatoes, some tomatoes or some turnips or something, and you come outside and they done crawled out the box, and they just laying on the concrete with their hands up and shit, like they're under arrest. Shit ain't going in Vegas. I'm just telling you. They laying on the concrete like they done gave up. That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Yes. You know, my little brothers, we have different fathers, and his grandfather had, acres of land that he owned. And when he had gotten so old, to where he couldn't do the land anymore. But he lived off his land. That's what he did. Mm-hmm. He bought other properties off of what he grew on his land. He made money to be. He was a real farmer. And the land, the soil was so rich that the weeds were growing up. The weeds were growing up higher than 6 feet tall. I'm talking about just regular weeds growing up that high. That's how well the ground, the dirt on that land was, because he knew what he was doing. I wish we didn't leave down south when I moved the first time, because I would have learned how to do that.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, you know the story I tell you about the legend of Shrink, right?
Uh-huh.
That is what the whole story is about. The whole story is about how this land grew all these products. You know, because when everybody came from all the places they came, they didn't come. Everybody didn't show up like us. They
sure didn't.
They just show up butt ass naked in chains with nothing from home. Couldn't even bring no drums and shit. They didn't show up like us. A lot of them showed up with seeds that of the plants they grew, of the things that they brought. So they brought that. That's why America have all these different things on our soil, all these different types of trees.
Yeah.
So on this property, this guy could plant anything, and it would grow. So what he did, he'd go to the market, and the market was just the product that he had. He was selling to people. So when the Great Depression came, he would go to the market and he was bartering for people. He would sustain them for the whole year for some property.
Wow.
So his little acreage expanded beyond the realm of what it did, because families were gifting him land because he kept these families alive.
Kept them alive. Yeah.
And that's what in this story. Cali Wordbird, what up, man? Cali, what up?
You know, there was a time where DC Native in the building, what's good, where we looked down on the farmer. You know, people up north, they would look down on farmers like they were beneath them and they were better than farmers. And I thought about it. The first culture has to be agriculture.
Yeah.
Because if you ain't eating.
We didn't even have a culture before the agri part. I'm saying, imagine, okay, so Thanksgiving is supposed to be the time that these people that got kicked out of this country. These people that got kicked out. Mm-hmm. They were on a shanty boat on a one-way trip to find somewhere where they could live.
They could live.
There was no idea, no plan for a round trip.
No,
because when they got here, there was no go back. And they found people here, and then they looked at the people, and the people was eating. They said, "What is that?" They said, come on, we're going to show you what this is and how to plant this. So they taught these people how to grow shit. And they said, okay, well, we know everything we need to know so we can get rid of them. America's always had the concept from the very beginning that regardless of what you came here for, if it's good, we're going to take that shit and get rid of you.
We're going to take it. We're going to take it.
We're going to put our name on it.
We're going to take it.
You know, we going to, this refrigerator going to be under Sears and Roebuck. You know, this cotton gin, this cotton gin ain't going to, we're going to kill the person that originated. And since his grandson is the one that showed us how it worked, we just going to call him Sam. We ain't going to give him no last name. So this family can't even sue.
You can't
get their money back. Can't sue to get their reparations, to get equitable compensation for work created. Then George Washington Carver, you know, they say George he just showed us how to do shit with peanuts. You know, he just made some peanuts. So they will carve your peanuts, but Peter Pan and Jiffy your peanut butter.
They took the way we breathe and used it against us. What I want people to remember, that's why I write what I write in my poems. These were pirates whose families were barbarians, whose were barbarians before them were savages, lived in caves. These are the people who studied Black people, took what they learned from Black people, learned how to stop walking on all fours and finally how to bathe, stop eating dead meat, okay? And they found out what culture was. And don't take my word for it. Do some research for a change, because I could tell you anything, right? Don't take what I'm saying. Go prove me wrong that your former owners, your former masters come from pirates, barbarians, savages, cave dwellers. That's who they were. Study the name that claim who they are.
Well, John, there's a couple of documentaries you can watch that talks about ancient Kemet and the university and how they had boats and how they designed a design for planes. Mm-hmm. They had, you know, how the pyramids, how the main pyramid in Giza is in the center of the earth, how the point of the pyramid is in the center of the galaxy, pointing straight to the center, and how all these things are not perchance.
Right.
How the things that Pythagoras and all these other people studied there and start telling people they're the origin of this information. How what is it? They call all these people the doctor, the originator of psychology and all these other things when they went and studied elsewhere. But when you discover the truth, it's hard to listen to the rest of the things and not consider them lies.
You don't have no choice.
It's like, wait, hold on. Let me don't finish that sentence. Let me go check some shit and get back with you tomorrow, because I'm not finna let this infiltration of nonsense, you know, go in my skull, and then it's gonna be rattling around here. It don't belong.
Right.
Where you think that Sesame Street song came from, Ja? One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong.
Well, and Mike, listen, Mike, that is a very good question you asked. Because here's what you got to do first, right? Because we don't know our first names, number one, let alone our last names, right? We don't know our family names, right? Well, your former masters didn't have last names. That's why there was Mr. Wood, Mr. Spoon, Mr. Rock.
No, John, they had last names. What happened is they were criminals where they came from.
they had to hide it.
They were criminals. A lot of them were criminals where they came from. So when they came here, they changed their name to something Americanized.
Mr. Good. And then you become Mr. Good's son. Mr. David. You become Mr. David's son. Williams. And you become Mr. Williams' son. You see, so it's all full circle. But we don't do the small pay attention.
Don't hurt him, Dad. Don't hurt him.
Where did William's son come from? You don't find you find Black folks with them named William's son.
But John, you have to begin and say the only way they can give you a name is only after they took yours.
After they took yours. After they took everything. See,
They can't give you no name till they take yours.
Did they take yours?
And they say, what your name, Toby?
You know, I watch Roots, and I say this all the time. I watch Roots as the constant reminder. And see, and the reason why, okay, let me back up for a minute. A lot of friends and people I was doing business with, they said, well, you know, you can't say, you know, you say a lot of stuff that's negative, that's against, you know, white folks, and then, you know, a lot of white people support you and they help you. I said, well, you know, I'm gonna tell you like this too. A lot of white people help Harriet Tubman. Yep. There are some that have helped us. I'm not.
Martin.
They know that I'm not talking to them. I can't be, because that's not them. But their parents and their parents' parents and their parents' parents. When you start trickling back, and you find out all of them had slaves, the poorest white people had slaves. They couldn't own them outright, own them. So whoever was the slave on that plantation had to work double time, because you had to work to pay master who you belong to. Then you had to do what you need to do for me.
You know, and I always, I guess the way I always see it is that we are left here wondering how all these things occurred, and on plantations there was more of us than them. But when they have examples of cutting your Achilles tendon so you can't, or cutting your foot off because you tried to run, then you have a black man saying, okay, I need you to watch out and let me know who the good slaves are and who the rebel ones, because we're gonna sell the rebel, we're gonna separate their family. So the threat of separation, after you've been separated and separated and separated, somebody threatened to separate you again it's some frightening shit.
Holy shit. Yeah. And Mike, AJ, they was cutting off your man genitals.
Oh yeah, no, they did that too. Yeah.
Yeah, all of that. Imagine, and you're a kid and you have to watch it.
But they did that at every hanging.
You can't turn away.
At every hanging, they did that.
Yep. You had to sit there and watch.
And see, it wasn't just a hanging. They hung them, they cut off their genitals and filled them full of lead, like target practice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then had this big fire. So when he fell off the tree or off the gallows, wherever it was, he fell into a fire and they burnt, and people would take remnants home like a finger, you know, because there was this barbershop in Mississippi had a couple of fingers in a pickle jar, big, where it would charge people a nickel to come in the barbershop and see the last black man hung's fingers in a jar. And I don't know how that sounds to you, but it sounds like some horrible shit to me. Because that means that you had to stay through the whole process until it was over so you can get a cold, charred finger off a dead man's hand.
AJ, they said they used to take a corkscrew and then gouge out hunks of meat from a body that's not even dead yet.
Man, Fed sent me a picture of them, with a black man with his arms behind him like this, and his arms behind him, his legs tied together, and these big cinder blocks on his back.
That's the picture I want right there. I can't find. I've been trying. Send me that picture, AJ. Let me text you right now. Send me that damn picture. I need that picture. I've been trying to find it. Did you see how his body folded backwards?
Man, you know, and we're gonna get into the Chauvin thing in a minute. But the reason, see, I had to stop watching when the woman, the firefighter, was up there, and she was off duty, and when she turned around the corner and she saw what was going on, and she walked over and she was like, "Hey, I'm a firefighter. You know, can I check his pulse?" Let me tell you, he say, "Well, if you know anything, you know you not need to be in our business. Move back." And I'm saying, I don't see how there's just one policeman on trial when two other people hold him down. One guy had his hand on the tire to where he was sweating. You can see his palm print on the black tire with his knee on his legs, holding him down. So it was not one person holding him down. So there's a lot of things that should not be a present conversation.
No.
It's like we shouldn't have to go through this instant replay. It's not a football game.
No.
We shouldn't have to replay all these everything that we saw before and everything that we heard just so this defense attorney can get up there and tell people, no, I want you to answer the question I asked you, not the answer you gave me. I had to stop listening because I'm like, yes, this person, what they thought, like the one guy, he say, did you call him a punk bitch 13 times? He said, if that's what the video said.
That's right.
He said, did you say, you know, a fucking bitch? He said, but that's what the video said.
That's what it said. I said it.
But it was like, he said, so you were angry? He said, no, I wasn't angry. I was professional. He said, you can't make me out to be angry. I was professional. I stayed within my body because I don't know what I would have done in that particular situation.
I don't know either.
Because I'm saying, watching the video, I just wanted to run over there and push him off the man's neck.
Push him off, right? Or at least buck at
me. Arrest me. No, I'm saying run over there and push him off like a play, like we running a 31 scat back draw.
Yeah.
And I'm the background. What's up, wordplay by Dean, Rihanna? No, but I'm saying this is such a horrid story, and we replaying it like it's the replay of a game, of a baseball game on instant replay. Like we want to see this football player again run 100-yard dash or this long drive. And I don't know how America is so comfortable with saying that we have to prove this black man was killed when the name of the show is the killing of this black man. I'm like, there's something in the title of this show that should tell you what this show is about.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So now you only got one person when there was four, because the police that was standing in front of the car making people move back when everybody was yelling, check his pulse, do this. He's an accomplice.
All of them. I think their court cases come after them because they got to be charged.
No, I'm saying I think it should be with him. I don't
all
think
of them should be sitting right there.
Yeah, I don't think you should separate the case, man, because it's such a horrible thing, man. I had to stop looking when the defense attorney was trying to make the first paramedic that arrived. He asked him, defense attorney said, okay, so when you arrived, what did you say? You say, well, he was deceased. He said, well, when, and then the lady said, well, when you did, you did all your procedures, did you get a pulse or anything? He said, no changes. And the guy was saying, okay, so when this happened, what happened? He said he was still deceased. And the guy wanted him to change his answer. I'm like, how can you change the answer of somebody who only has one answer? All this is all I know. And we can't sit here and act like your vote don't count. Act like these 43 states, you said, why am I always going back here? Why these 43 states trying to change all these 150 laws or whatever they're trying to change to make voting hard? See, the reason they want voting to be hard, because if you change your governor, and you change the governor, and you change the attorney general, then you've changed the police chief. Now you've changed the police precinct. Now you can get some things changed, because what people don't understand is in the last resident of the White House say he didn't like unions, but he liked the police unions. And see, right now in Georgia and a couple other places against Amazon, these people are voting if they want to unionize, but they got a lot of black people in there saying that the union is bad. But see, a lot of times you can get a check for saying the wrong shit to the right people.
To the right people. Because a union will save. Listen, the police union is you can't penetrate that. The FBI can't do nothing with the police, with the damn police.
Yeah, because they say, hold up, we're gonna edit this video footage. We're not releasing it yet.
Let me give some history on the police union. Let me give y'all, since y'all know every damn thing, let me teach y'all some shit. And then we're gonna get back to this case. when Eric Gardner was killed, when they murdered Eric Gardner, the attorneys that were hired to retrain a case when you kill somebody. So what they did was when they all y'all that got deaths, y'all got to take your asses back on the street. I got to retrain y'all how to do. Y'all got to go back on the streets. So some people retired because
a lot of the recent cases, so it would sound the same.
It sound exactly.
You don't hear the story. See, this is what happened. This is what we're investigating. Now there's nothing.
Nothing at all.
Nothing until they say, okay.
We can talk about them more here because it's too small and it's a lot of writing. So if you can do that and we can ask them more here, I'll have a problem. We'll talk all the questions. Please come on over YouTube Live. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. He kept going all around the actual facts. Let's talk about everything else but the fact that I killed him.
Yeah, because he said I don't need to hear that. It don't matter.
It don't matter. Man, oh man, oh man. I'm gonna tell you, I haven't been this wrapped up. Trayvon Martin, black people make CNN work now.
Yeah.
Love some CNN. Trayvon Martin, YouTube is not working. What do you mean it's not working? Is it a connection issue? YouTube acting, oh man, they say YouTube is acting up. That's because what we talking about.
Oh yeah.
What we talking about. Well, we talk on the IG until YouTube get right.
Bros, and I went on there. I'm like, I don't believe Twitter would send a message like that. I thought it was some other, how people try to steal your information.
Right.
So I went to check, the account was frozen. So they said, okay, we need some ID to prove it's you. I copied my driver's license, sent them a copy of my driver's license. They opened my account for about a week. Closed it again, said, look, we need 2 forms of ID. So I was like, I'm not trying to get a Twitter credit card. So I just and I'm listening to access, but I don't really think it matters because they're trying to pick and choose what the hell they want to do anyway. And it's, I don't know. See, we have to figure out how to form our own publishing company. Yep. Not just a publishing company, how to become our own agents. How do we market to Barnes and Nobles and Borders and Books and So until we actually began,
there was a pastor that was selling people a ticket to heaven. Remember that was in the news? He was selling people a ticket to heaven. They say he's out there telling people they can buy their way into heaven. That's what segregation was for us.
No, but let me tell you what I thought of segregation then and now. I thought segregation could have worked, but what happened is what they did when segregation happened. What they did is they created a new tax basis for the communities that would be the funds that ran the schools. So if you're in a poor community and your houses aren't worth much, the tax base isn't that large. So the money that's coming from y'all is funding the schools. So you buying the books that the white schools then use for the last 10 years, and names don't even fit in there no more. The little square in there with the lines where you put your name. There's a bunch of names in the back of the book so they know who book it was. So what they did is each time, like I say, each time we went 4 steps up the ladder, they moved the building.
And so you said 10-2, 10-1, hung jury, feds will try to Derek Chauvin case. I'm gonna tell you, they did. The only time we know that a cop went to jail for murdering somebody was with Laquan McDonald. That's a young brother in Chicago.
No, the white girl in Dallas.
Right. Oh yeah. That was the second time.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying she had to. She was off duty and went in his house. I'm saying, how is that a case?
What this shouldn't even be on TV.
That's what I'm saying. How is that a case? If it was a black man did that same thing, it would be cut and dry.
He'd be dead.
No, jury would be 10 minutes long. They requested it was in there for 10 minutes, came out, eating Burger King burgers and hot dogs and shit, saying, oh yeah, we didn't have to talk much.
We didn't need that. We ain't gonna draw this out. We ain't gonna waste the taxpayers' money. Give it the 45. Man, but I'm not gonna be optimistic. I'm just gonna see what the fuck gonna happen. But here's my thing, and this is why we started this.
Hold up. No. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do it. You're just gonna hop on that and just say, look, today, optimism flew out the window, grew some wings and just left.
No, it just fell out the window. It didn't even jump. Somebody pushed that motherfucker out the window.
I'm not being optimistic.
I'm not. Listen, when
I'm not being open-minded.
No, not with this. When Trayvon Martin was on trial, because that little faggot, punk ass dude, I shouldn't call. I'm not saying nothing against gay people. Let me bring that back. Bring that back. The little bitch ass murderer. Okay, we'll say it like that. Little murderer, George Zimmerman, killed him, and he didn't go to jail. He walked into the precinct with a smile. He was smiling, having a conversation with the police. Okay? When that happened, I lost it because I'm saying, listen, I could be Trayvon Martin. My son, my nephew, my grandson that's growing up could be Trayvon Martin. When stuff like that happens, Mike Brown, when stuff like this happens, where does optimism live within your bones? I hope I forget how to say it.
Where does logic go?
Yeah. And it goes back to the same folks who've been running the same system, running the same way. But you know what it goes back to?
Voting.
Back to our punk asses, not
Voting.
the right fucking people we need to know. That's it.
Voting.
That's say about the system. Shut up. The system works perfect. And I'm gonna tell you how it's working perfect. The people that's working it is in favor of it because they're working it. The people that's not working it are complaining about it. That's all the hell I gotta say. If you hadn't worked the system, if you never got your ass in the car and started driving, don't tell me that shit can't get you to the store.
Yeah, that's
you can't say nothing. If you listen, your gas is going to get the damn voters registration.
Now, but I always tell people, I say, think of it this way. Okay, let's say voting is you putting a full tank of gas in your car. You're just going to the store.
Just going to the store.
But when you get home, you still got a lot of gas in your car to go wherever the hell you want to. So voting, what it does when you vote in your community, it actually gives you more range to grow your community, but you also voted beyond the borders of your community to help this nation. So when we finally understand that, they say, okay, we just voting, we're just changing one devil for the next devil. Probably right now. But if we keep running people in there and no position is unopposed, eventually people will understand that, like, look, my dad, like they say, my dad was in there for 40 years. I've been in for 20 and now I'm gone. Because they got Lindsey Graham. They got all these people that's been in position since the 80s, since the 90s.
For a long damn time.
And they running things the way they run it, and people voting because that's the person they know.
That's who they know.
That's not the person they need in.
Because they ain't this shit.
That's what I'm saying. So right now, our job is to say, okay, so forget what you know, what you need.
And let's just make it plain. If you vote against everybody that's already there,
you made a change. Yeah, you made a change already.
Change. Here's what happens. Now, nobody comes in after the person before them and does the same exact shit.
Mm-hmm.
It just don't work like that. One poll will go to the mic, another poll will come and do a different poem. Right? Same thing happens with legislation. You get this person out of office, this person got to come in and put their plans in effect. Well, if nothing else, let's keep the motherfuckers off balance. Let's keep the shit jumping around until we find the one that fit. Then you ain't got to vote no more. Just let it happen because it's fit now.
You know, because if you look at when they do pass laws, even during the last administration, when they passed the law, they say, okay, this is going to take effect 6 years from now, but he out of office. So he's trying to project change. He's trying to project some things that he's not even in control of, won't be in control of, but we don't see it that way. Okay. So if we understand that all we're in control of is this right now, and we need change right now, so let's see what can we do right now to get change.
Yeah. If we don't, this is why I'm trying to help educate people so they can educate more people. Think about it like this. Everybody who's on this feed right now, whether you're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you're on, if you're hearing my voice, if you're hearing us right now, you're going to be 20 years older, 20 years from now. And these little drug addict little rappers that's running around here and everybody who's following their music are going to be they're going to be 20 years older. So they're going to be in their 40s. What's going to happen to us in our 80s and they're in their 40s? What's going to happen to us when we can't get out and fight? We're going to be the old people that I wish I would have been voting when I was younger, but I'm going to sit here at the polls and try to sign people in now. You think they're going to come and vote then? You can't get them to pull their pants up in the street. You think they're coming to vote? Do you think they're coming to register?
But you can't get them to stop showing their drawers.
You can't get them to stop showing their stinking ass drawers. They go to their mother's house. They in front of their grandmother and their grandparents with their drawers showing. Do you think they're gonna vote 20 years from now? They ain't thinking about voting now. Damn, 20 years from now. Imagine what it's gonna be like 20 years from now.
But think of it this way: if the rappers that they follow, that they believe in, that brought them in the game, would say, "Look, I'm gonna need you to vote. I'm gonna need you to participate in this process. This is where change happens."
Mm-hmm.
See, if that's the conversation that they have, that they hear right now, then they can pass the conversation on. I think it'll work. So our goal right now is to show. So our goal is this: just one. We got one goal. What does 100% minority vote look like?
Right, because it don't look like Ice Cube. Talking about the black agenda 2 days before election day. It don't look like that shit. It don't look like that. That shit pissed me off. Okay, 100% is what we're looking for. I don't want to know 99%. Let's get 100%. Listen, y'all. You know, when they did the boycott, the bus and boycott in Birmingham, Alabama. Think about Birmingham. Think about Selma. All of that stuff started with a small group of people that went and told somebody who told somebody who told somebody and told somebody. We got a small group of people here that can go on your social. It's easier now because you ain't got to leave your house. It don't cost you no more than it been cost you. Just do it on your cell phone. Don't cost you no more than the bill you've been paying. And every day, encourage one person to register to vote and find a candidate to vote on. I'm not telling you who to vote.
But tell them this right here, John. See, what a lot of people don't know is when the bus boycott started, a whole lot of people worked a long way from home.
A long way.
Worked in a whole neighborhood that they needed 2 buses and a transfer to get there, and they was like, well, I don't know if I'm be able to bus, to make money in that. So they said, okay, we're gonna start carpooling. We're gonna have these people with cars to take all these people to all these places to work.
Yeah.
And these other people gonna walk, and we're gonna do this. So there was a lot of opposition to continue the bus boycott after the first year. After the first struggles start coming, and there was some opposition, and they offered this thing like, okay, so we're gonna give y'all this. It's like, but that's not what we asked for. And a lot of people wanted to give in. So there's always those willing to not fight the whole fight.
Right.
Willing to be, it's a 15-round fight, and they offer you a draw in the third. You say, draw ain't that bad.
That bad. I still get this kind of payment? Okay.
Yeah. Draw ain't that bad. So here we are accepting draws and accepting whatever midway through the fight, because we say, man, I did prepare for this, but shit, if I ain't got to go through the whole thing, it's okay.
My shoulder kind of sore.
My favorite move about to come on.
Yeah, man. Shit, I got to go home. I'm going to watch BET After Dark. I got a little trap rap I'm trying to go catch in concert. We have the control that this United States, this globe can't handle. In a vote, we can listen. If we voted 100% one time, we changed the entire world. Listen to what I'm saying. If we vote one way, that means everybody we vote for automatically is going to win. Why I'm saying that? Look at Pennsylvania and Georgia. I don't care what happened in the other states. Look at Pennsylvania and Georgia. All the white people done voted already. We're gonna call a spade a spade. They was waiting for the black vote to come in before they said who was gonna win. Now tell me I'm lying. All the y'all that ain't sure, go back and look at the news. They was waiting for the black vote to come in before they can say who won.
But you know, and on top of that, the thing is they say, okay, so we know who lives there.
Yeah.
And see, we got to go back. We got to go back to when Obama was elected.
Mm-hmm.
There was parties in the street. People was happy.
Yeah.
And we voted at 61%.
61.
And I always think, I'm saying, I'm a sports fan. I love sports. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, so who in a national championship game, like I'm saying, like Baylor getting ready to play, you got Baylor and you got all these teams getting ready to play now. You think Baylor coach saying, look, if we get out there and give it our 61%, we got to be able to come out with a win. I don't know if anybody that thinks 61% is enough to even get you on the court.
Let's back up, AJ. Everybody, you got a job, right? I want you to go to your supervisor and say, I'm only going to give you 60% the rest of the time I'm here. And see what happens. Matter of fact, tell them 65. Let's just go up a little bit. Tell them 65. I got 65% for you today, boss. If you run your own business, just do 65% and see how you do out your day. Let me know how that works for you. Let me know how that works out. Let me know. Just put me on, because maybe I'm missing it. AJ, maybe my math ain't working.
Oh, math? You want to know something about math, man? You want to talk about math up in here? When they talking about, $1.9 trillion, stimulus package to get this government started back, and you want to talk about math when Biden, just today or yesterday, whatever it was, talked about a $2 trillion infrastructure when President Obama tried to get infrastructure done, couldn't. The last one tried to get, but last one talked about it, had talked about it about 4 times, but didn't like to try to do anything. I remember Clinton saying something about infrastructure when they start showing bridges breaking with cars on them and shit, and start showing bridges closed down, start showing all this shit. So we're talking about infrastructure. So okay, so we're gonna talk about the $1.9 trillion stimulus package.
Yeah, let me get my because we're gonna do some math today, y'all.
Yeah, because they say, well, I said, okay, so stimulus package. Just write on your paper. What's up, little Kim? Write on your paper. Get a pen and paper out. I want you to write this down, and we're gonna see something.
Yeah, that's right. You got homework. We doing classwork here. We got to teach.
Okay, we're gonna call it Stimulus 2021. Okay, so we're gonna go back to what's that? 16, rather 18, when they passed the $2 trillion tax break. Okay, so tax break. Write this down. The tax break was estimated $2 trillion, which was supposed to pump up the economy. What most companies did, instead of giving raises and paying people, they went back and bought stock. Because when you buy back your own stock, that means you own more of your own company. So you can give your counterparts, give your investors a larger share of the income if you're not paying your workers. Right. And that's why I want to raise the minimum wage. Minimum wage has been raised in 15 years? Longer than that, this $7.25 ain't been raised in 15 years. So how can you make the same money for 15 years when they always tell you that there's a bit of interest on this year? The GNP went up. Shit. But okay, let's get to numbers. Stimulus. So let's say, okay.
Hold on, AJ. It's really slowing up now. Hold on, AJ. Oh man, boy, I'm telling you.
Let me ask my phone.
Okay, hold on, AJ. Hold on. Yeah, you breaking up.
I'm gonna ask my phone.
It was messing up real good over here. You back now. I think you said stimulus. You said stimulus too much, and they had to tap in. They said, "Oh, what these niggas talking about here? Stimulus and taxes."
Okay, let me ask my phone. Okay, so I ask your phone. What is the estimation of people that have died from COVID? How many people have died from COVID? Yeah,
now we're getting down to some stuff here now. Y'all get
Okay.
y'all pen and pad ready because I want y'all to feel like we cheating you and shit.
Even my phone don't want to answer and shit. My phone talking about, why you talking about COVID? What you want to know about COVID for? Let me see. So, okay, so.
Oh, wait, let's put in the U.S.
Yeah, in the United States. In the United States, yeah.
Damn, it don't even want to take my messages.
It's showing Nevada. Okay, United States. Let's see, United States. Okay, I'm gonna ask the question again because it had a whole lot of categories that I didn't want to go through. So
I got
how many people have died from COVID in the United States?
I got 30. Well, this must be worldwide. 30.5 million cases.
Okay, no, okay, that's right. That's the cases in the United States, yeah.
And then you got 552,000 deaths.
Okay, we got 552,000 deaths.
Because it just went up 1,000. It went up 1,138 deaths. It just went up 1,138. So 500. And wow, that's whew.
Okay, we got 552,000 deaths from COVID in the United States. Okay, now let's say we take let's take half. Okay, we're gonna take half. Okay, half. Let me tell you why this number is important. We're taking half because most of the people dying from COVID had pre-existing conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if they had pre-existing conditions, a lot of the people that died from COVID was in nursing homes before this.
Right.
So those people were actually in nursing homes because they had some form of disability payment. So the nursing home was taking up disability payment and paying it. So now that they're gone, the disability payment is going where?
Because remember, almost everything is backed up and closed, so they ain't paying no new nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
And all the paperwork you got to go through and apply for and all the stuff, it ain't there.
That's for sure. So we got 550. So let's take 552,000 divide by 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's 200. Okay, we're gonna write down 276,000. Put the 3 zeros behind it so that it looks good on paper.
276,000.
276,000.
276,000
Okay, and you
on the average.
And you were saying the estimate of what's the amount of normal?
It's about 785 is the estimate average of Social Security payouts.
Okay, so $785 a month is the average Social Security payment, and usually it's probably a little bit more than that.
It's a little bit more than that, and then you got disability and all of that. It don't just turn over to people. They got paperwork to fill out before they can get that money. So we're not saying that people won't eventually get the payout, but they ain't getting it right now. Okay.
So we got 785 times 276,000, which equals 216,660,000, and that is actually American dollars.
Right.
And that's just an estimate of half the people getting the minimum of Social Security, of disability, or Social Security, whatever, and that's for 1 month.
1 month.
So okay, so don't get me wrong. I'm not. How many months in a year?
It was 12 last time I checked.
Okay, so we're gonna multiply this number times 12 months. So 12 times 216,660,000 is equivalent to 2,599,920,000 dollars in savings. No, we're not gonna call it savings. We're gonna say unpaid money that wasn't paid. Okay. So what we did is we took the 552,000 deaths from COVID in the United States. We divided that by 2, so we came out with 276,000 people that had died from COVID. Most of the people that died from COVID have pre-existing conditions, or were elderly, or was on some type of Social Security disability. So we said the average was 785. This is just an average, the nominal amount they were getting paid. So when you multiply 785 times 276,000, you come out with $216,660,000 a month. You multiply that times 12. So times 12, that's $2,599,920, which that would actually take care of the 1.9 for the stimulus, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this. Okay, this is the number I didn't get the proper number from. Okay, what is the amount of money paid per death from COVID?
Mm-hmm.
Fact check: how COVID-19 deaths are counted. Do hospitals get money? Okay, click on this. It says fact check: how are COVID-19 deaths counted? Do hospitals get money for COVID deaths? Since the pandemic started, Fox 11 has received questions from viewers asking. Go past that. Determine the cause. Okay, we reached out almost every corner and medical examiner in Northeast Wisconsin for an interview. One of the ones. Okay, so let me see. I'm trying to see where did I get to what I'm asking. They want to give me all this other information.
Of course.
Wisconsin Department of Health Services says it follows U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention guidelines for counting COVID-19 deaths. That includes counting deaths that list COVID as both an immediate and underlying cause of death. And then it says, the first part, it says 20% add-on CARES Act. Okay, so nope. In actual dollars, PARTA says the 20% payment averages out to be around $35,000 per patient on a ventilator. And still don't give me a direct answer to my question. Okay, let me ask a different way. How many dollars are paid for every COVID death? Okay, this might. Hospital payments and the COVID-19 death count. A hospital is inflating the number of COVID-19 deaths and cases and deaths so they can be paid more. Recent legislation pays hospitals higher Medicare rates for COVID-19 patients in treatment, but there is no evidence of fraudulent reporting. Are hospitals getting $13,000 per patient if they write that on the diagnosis is COVID-19 death? Patients chart $35,000 each patient for each patient that are on ventilators. I keep seeing posts on social media. So it's hard to pin a number down, but the number of 13,000 was, here. So that means, let's go back to our calculator. Go back to your calculator, push clear. We're going to say 13,000 times the original number we had is 276,000, which comes out to, let me write these numbers down, 13,000 per COVID, small estimate, times 276 equals, damn, it's a bit much. Looks like $3,588,000,000 on the dot. No, ain't no 15 cents or nothing.
Miss Betty, that number is for California. California got 59,304 deaths. Texas got 48,631 deaths. Florida, 33,444. New York got 49,872.
And how many in California?
59,304.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this is just showing that, all these packages. See, nobody want to do infrastructure because infrastructure will help everybody. See, what you got to understand about the infrastructure package. Let me tell you this directly. The infrastructure package is worth looking into because there's 20% of every contract the government offers on building lands or building or construction or whatever. 20% of those packages go to minority businesses, guaranteed for minority business.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a minority business and you put in a bid, your bid doesn't have to be the lowest or the highest or have to be whatever. You're getting a part of that 20%.
Yeah.
So our goal right now is to say, okay, so if I can get you to vote, if I can get you to understand that voting matters, to get you to understand that this infrastructure package is not just going to help build the infrastructure, it's going to help every small business, every minority small business out there. So if you're a caterer, see if that business need catering.
Yeah.
Put in a package. If you don't have a company right now that lays concrete or that delivers concrete, get you a truck and say, hey, I deliver concrete, I deliver roll-bar, and you get you a crew. Say, look, we put roll-bar down on the freeways to help build these bridges. So now you start building businesses that's going to get this 20% automatic money, because it's guaranteed to minority businesses for anything on the infrastructure. Any government contract has that portion that's guaranteed for minority businesses.
Yeah.
So until we understand that, we have to become entrepreneurs.
We have to.
We have to be in business, because since America did the red line, since they did the home shortage, since the market crashed in 07 and 08, from them doing the home market, then the 1, 2, 3 buy down the home, which meant that 1, 2, 3 you could pay that shit because the interest was low at 3%. Then it jumped to 15%. Now your payment went from $1,200 to $1,800 a month, and you couldn't afford it, so they took your house. So now all the money you put in it is gone, and not paying anything. And now they're trying to make repercussions for that era when the banks got a bailout, but they didn't bail out the people the bank fucked and taking all the money from.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that we need to look at, and we need to reevaluate our position. But the only way we can reevaluate where we stand and how we are, and where we are and how we stand, is, are you registered to vote?
That's it. That's number one. And then ask somebody who you should vote for if you don't know. Just ask somebody. Because you can't pay nobody to go vote for you. You got to go do it, right? And actually, you can mail the shit in now.
It's like working out at the gym. You want to lose weight, and you Google everything, and you start drinking smoothies in the morning, you start eating your vegetables, but then you eat cake for lunch. Then you got a drawer full of candy in your room, and you got chips and shit, and you eat this, and you say, man, I'm drinking these smoothies every morning, but I ain't losing no weight. See, I picked up weight during COVID, and I was trying to figure out why, Coach, because I quit smoking a little more than a year ago.
Okay.
I was smoking cigarettes, been smoking cigarettes for a minute. And my girl just told me, she said, look, I want you here. I need you to quit smoking. I quit smoking, and I didn't pick up any other habits after quitting. But, during COVID, and you ain't doing a lot of stuff you used to do, me and COVID, we just get fat together. Me and COVID just picked up some extra pounds. I call these my friend COVID weight that I got to get rid of and shit. But that's what happened. You quit smoking, and I just remember the other day, when you quit smoking, even in good times, people gain weight.
You gain weight. Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I'm saying, but we talked about the money. So let's say, even if we don't go any deeper, the initial payment of $1.9 trillion for the stimulus package is already paid for. It's already paid for, because if you deduct the money that's not being paid for 276,000 of the people that have passed during COVID, and they're not getting their disability or Social Security or getting their checks, that's $2,599,920,000. So if that stimulus was $1.9 trillion, so nobody have to ask how that's being paid for, because it's already there. It's already paid for.
Already there.
And that's why we was throwing these numbers out there, so you can see that regardless of what people say, they're not giving you the facts. They're not showing you the whole truth. So for Republicans to say how Democrats are going to pay for it, say we don't really have to, because it's already paid for.
Already paid for.
I'm laughing, Jess, and Portia Soul Child and Symbiosis, because somebody said, AJ, you are headstrong and brave because you're up here talking about COVID and payments for COVID deaths and how this disability and the number of 552,000 people that have passed away from COVID, which is a horrible number, but most of them had pre-existing conditions and most of them was on disability or got Social Security. So if you multiply the average amount of Social Security by half the number of deaths that have occurred, that is over $2.5 trillion. So the $1.9 trillion package for the stimulus is already paid for.
Already paid.
That's all I'm saying.
Twice over.
Yeah, twice over. That's all I'm saying. So we don't really have to go deep into why people are mad or why people didn't want to vote for the package or why people think that whether you black or white, you needed some help during this COVID time. Because I'm saying I need some help. Like, you know, I had a slight family problem because I was discussing the recent endowment of checks going. That wasn't coming my way, wasn't coming to me. They were going to somebody that was, you know, that shouldn't be deserving. And that's an easy way to put it. That makes sense. Symbiosis said that makes sense. But that's the truth. I'm saying, do the math yourself. Okay, Google said, okay, so how many people have died in America from COVID? That's listed as a COVID death. So then you look at what percentage of the people that died of COVID was had pre-existing conditions. Oh, I need some help, period. Hey, you telling me, you know, so when you look at that and you multiply that number, the nominal number times half the number of deaths, which is looking at a low end. That's the low end of computations. You know, because it's like, okay, you say this Statue of Liberty football play works 25% of the time. But if only 25% of the teams run this play 25% of the times, it works almost 100% of the time. Because I'm saying you saw it work in the Super Bowl. You saw the jump Statue of Liberty pass work in the championship game in college.
Yeah, you get to see all this shit.
Wow, Symbiosis. Yeah, man. We need to talk, man. We're gonna talk soon. Because Symbiosis said that he needs some help, period. He said, I can't hold a conventional job and I can barely go out in public for an hour without having a panic attack. But, you know, we need to talk. We need to talk because, you know, we can discuss some things because right now is the perfect time while everything is closed down, while we found different means and methods of having the ability to circumvent our income.
Yeah.
How are we going to do this? So check it out. If we come together as this community, because we stream it every time, we got all these poets, we got all these people. So we got ports supporting ports, and we got some ports that need support. But when you support somebody, you can't expect that we have 523 deaths of a population of about 1.5 million.
Wow.
I know, man. And see, that's when somebody said that COVID was real.
And shut shit down. Absolutely.
Yeah, they say, oh, COVID's here, COVID's real. Shut the shit down. I said, don't worry about it. Don't worry about COVID. COVID ain't real. You know, COVID ain't gonna hurt nobody. It's just like the common flu. And then behind the back, he's saying, hey, COVID is some horrible shit, man. COVID is some horrible shit. But see, we live in a society where the truth is no longer the truth. Where if you taught the truth, you can be ridiculed. You can be ridiculed and definitely not believed for saying the truth. Because we have people telling the truth about voting last election. Everybody in that administration that had the ability, I'm saying the Attorney General of the last administration said there was no irregularities in voting. And Fox News and the guy that was in charge said that he must have been bought out. But that's the guy that was with you, helped you cheating every way you wanted to cheat, and now you're saying that he wrong. And then the other guy that was over studying elections, saying that this was the most secure election in the history of elections in the United States borders, and he fired him. So tell me how it works when everybody that's saying anything that sounds like it could be the truth inspired or ridiculed or said that they're lying.
Yeah.
And so it's some Jess say never seen the flu have people out of jobs like this. Exactly. And that's where we are. See, we're right here right now. And all I'm doing is saying that everybody I know, everybody in the range of my voice need to be registered to vote this year and for 2022.
Yeah. AJ,
So what?
I want to go back to what somebody was saying that they can't go out and get work right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop a gem for everybody right now. Everybody that's on here, listen to what I'm saying, because you got the internet, so don't tell me you can't do it. The number one thing that people are talking about, complaining about now, is that children are not coming to school. They're failing their classes. Everyone who can read and write on a basic reading and writing level can start a tutoring service and be paid to do a tutoring service on your Zoom from the comfort of your own home. How I know this works? Because I have poets who I actually teach creative writing with, and I earn money. School right now is at a very, very low attendance rating.
And not just participation. It's hard to keep the attention span going when they're at home with the refrigerator right near the TV. The TV's on, cartoons, you can hear them in the background. Xbox is connected. PlayStation's playing. You got the Oculus up there, so you can do the 3D movement. You got the Wii going. So there's a whole lot of distractions around.
There's a whole lot. What's that game that everybody playing? The shooting game, the war game. Fortnite.
Yeah.
I talked to my grandson. His grandmother called me and said, "Yeah, your grandson wanted to talk to you." I said, "Well, I want to send him something. What does he want? He wanted something from Fortnite." So I sent him the Fortnite blanket and the shirt and stuff like that. Happy as I don't know what. Fortnite is it. I'm saying to myself, we could collectively think of writing exercise for children that you ain't got to charge $800, $900 a class. You got to charge $300 a class. You can charge a small figure for a certain amount and pay your bills in one day. Am I crazy? That makes a lot of sense to me. We have it. People, sit in your home. Think about what you can do. You know how many children need to learn how to do math? That want to learn the old-fashioned way, not this new shit they teaching them that they don't understand.
And we'll learn how to actually add. Actually, okay. So 2 + 2 is what?
What? It ain't 17. I thought it was 17. But we have it, man.
I'm telling you, Faye has this character on Snapchat, right? And she says it's a math genius, right? And it's got these big old glasses and these big old eyes, and it's got this weird voice. And she be talking about, I'm gonna send you one of the clips.
Okay.
She be talking about, yeah, I'm a math genius. My name is name might be Sarah or something. Math genius, and what I do math, because I just tell everybody, come to my class because 1 + 1, okay, is 5. 2 +, and she got all these numbers wrong, but she'd imagine. But it's just so funny the way it's done. And man, I'm telling you, there's so many things that we can do right now. The streaming to get your numbers up.
Yeah,
I'm saying there's this couple that my girl was following. She said they just bought a $1.5 million house from their revenues on YouTube.
A young guy and a girl.
Yeah,
my daughter watches them.
Yeah. They just bought a $1.5 million house from revenue on YouTube.
I'm going to open up my damn cameras. Y'all can see all this shit in here.
But see, the thing is when you talking about, because John, your YouTube was acting up when we started talking about, COVID and facts and all that other stuff. See, the problem is the truth ain't easy.
No. Truth
it's never easy to hear, and it's harder to swallow. But the thing is it's what we need to share with each other. So until we start, each one of us begin telling truths, well, they can't block the truth no more.
You can't block it. Yeah.
See, they can block the truth when just a few people's sharing the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But if everybody's spin the truth, they can't shut everybody up. Why do you think they're marching masses?
I'm trying to tell you. Why do you think they ran up in the Capitol and with all them people?
Yeah, you know they
There
did.
wasn't three of them. Now they might have started off with 50 that I saw initially. I said I think it might have been about 50 people. You was like, oh no, and I went back and looked. No, they might have started off with 50. They showed it end with it.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't even know how they count, but the thing we have to realize is that, see, insurrection is only possible when somebody tells you your fate is in the hands of somebody else. When somebody tell you that these black people, these immigrants, these other folk that ain't really supposed to be Americans are trying to take your job, take your position, take over these Senate seats, take over these things. So they're going to change some laws. They say, okay, we can't have you all voting, because they said the other day, I heard from McConnell, I heard from Lindsey Graham, I heard from Trump. They said that if they allowed all these people to vote, they would never win again. That's what they believe. Yeah. But that's true if we ever voted 100%. If we can get all these people registered. Some of these platforms for symbiosis, for our general mental health, and this shit can be daunting for someone. Exactly. But let me see.
AJ, let's go back before you go. While you're looking for that point.
I'm just looking. I wasn't finna read now. I'm listening.
No, I'm saying, why you saying? Let's talk about that though. What you just said. And if we did 100% one time, just once, it doesn't shift the United States, it shifts the globe. That's what they don't understand, because what happens is now you have people in office who's going to rewrite all the shit that's already there. You need it to be rewritten in your state. You're so focused on who's in the White House. Now, let me tell you, I was a big, one of the main people that was always in Obama's ass. He didn't do this, he didn't do that, he didn't do that. Because I didn't understand politics. That's when I really started paying attention. Obama couldn't help your black ass. You know why? Because you didn't help your own black ass. Because you didn't put the people in place to get him the shit he needed to fix your neighborhood. So stop talking, oh, Obama.
But John, address this. Jess said, but here comes voter suppression written in the law.
Yeah, but guess what happens with that? You go vote because they made it harder to vote. Go vote anyway. Help other people vote. And then you get that shit out of there. It's a cause and effect, bro. It was there and then it wasn't there. They're trying to bring it back. Let them bring it back, and then we get rid of this shit again. You know how you get rid of it? You get people to get your senator. AJ, run it down again. Your senator, your governor.
When you're governor, you turn on all these people that think they're running things when they ain't there no more. Yeah. So what I want to say about voter suppression laws, I listened to most of the things in the law. I think it's 100-some pages that Georgia just passed.
Uh-huh.
But the thing about it is, they didn't say you can't vote.
They didn't say you can't vote.
What we're looking at is they say you can't get no food, you can't have no water while you stand in line. Bring your own food, bring your own water. So what we're not understanding is when people say you can't drive, walk your ass to the store.
Oh, that's it.
When people say you can't do this, the store ain't closed. They didn't say you can't vote. They said the polls closing early. Go early. Say you can't vote on Sundays. Go Saturday.
Go Saturday. Stop waiting till the last damn minute.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying they presented obstacles, but don't you know what the marathon is? Marathon is an obstacle course.
Yeah.
Practice running that shit.
Now
look, this skin tells you I've been running obstacles my whole life.
Whole damn life. Before I was born.
Yeah, I've been running obstacles my whole life. So you throwing some other little roadblocks and some other stuff in my way just means that I don't need to pay attention to you. I need to get rid of you.
Yeah.
I don't need to worry about you. There's 17 Attorney Generals that just voted to disavow over 2 million minority votes. I need to get rid of them. What states were they in?
Yeah.
You know, there's 43 senators that voted against, saying insurrectionists is okay. I need to get rid of them. What states are they in? When are the elections up? Is it 2022 or 2024? We need a list. Yeah. I need to know where you are so we can see who your senators are, so we can see who your attorney general, who your governor is, so we can sit down and talk to the people in your state to say, look, this is what we need from y'all. We We need gone to be gone. See, I always tell people, I say sometimes gone ain't gone. It's just not here no more.
Just not here no more. And here's another thing, AJ. We got to stop. What is voter suppression? Voter suppression is say you can't vote, like you said. I looked it up. Voter suppression is a strategy used to influence the outcome of an election by discouraging or preventing specific groups of people from voting. They didn't say stopping you from voting. See, we got to just start to really read shit.
After January 6, 2021, you know, suppression ain't possible. You can't be depressed and say I'm not gonna vote no more. You can't say that your vote don't matter when you've seen 43 matters, 17 attorney generals matters. When you've seen the small numbers matter more than the big numbers, so that means that your small number of not voting put these people in power.
Yeah. Every time you don't vote, you put people in power. Every time you say, I'm not going to vote, the one that you don't want in, you just gave him a ticket in. You gave him a free pass because somebody voted for him and you didn't vote against him. So that's one up on him. He got one up on you. The bottom line is we listen, we don't hear shit. We're listening and then, oh, voter suppression. Oh, man, we can't vote. That ain't what that says.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's the major problem. We don't want to do the little shit. If we can do, let's do better than 61% this time.
Yeah. See, voter suppression says that you can't wait to go vote after dinner. You got to vote for breakfast.
Before breakfast. Come on.
That's all. You know, you change, you know, don't worry about daylight saving times. Just call it darkest saving minutes. You know, because if we don't wake up and vote, we see how many rights. See, in 2013, the Supreme Court took out parts of the because the Voting Rights Act was supposed to be re-ratified. See, people don't understand what ratifying the Voting Rights Act meant. It takes 60 vote ratification for the Voting Rights Act.
Right.
So when the Voting Rights Act wasn't re-ratified and the Supreme Court deleted some of the lines from the Voting Rights Act, they didn't try and delete a lot. It just made it easy for these states like Georgia to come and pass these laws that make it unsecure.
Yeah.
I can't stand people that say I don't care, but the reality is you do care. You just don't realize what the impact is. That is exactly right, because people say they don't care when they couldn't change the caring that they did. When you couldn't change what caring felt like, you felt like, I can't carry this heavy. I can't carry this weight of caring no more.
No, you bitched out. That's what you did. Let's just call it what. See, that's what we got to stop sugarcoating it for people, because we're not getting it. That's one thing that I will say about these little drug addict hip hoppers now, because they say what the hell they want to say. Don't care how you feel about it. I don't want to learn. I did a creative writing workshop with some kids, and this young lady said, I don't want to listen to jazz music and stuff like that. I don't want to listen to nothing that makes me feel. Well, she said she loved music. I said, wait a minute. Everybody, I said, no. She has a right to say what she want to say. Don't do that to her, because that's probably what she's been getting happen to her home. And I explained it. She said, I don't like to hear stuff that makes me think. Well, you got adults that like to narcotize themselves like that all day long. See, we want whatever they say on CNN, we just gonna roll with it. You know, they posted it. That's got to be what it is. But we sit in that shit, and then we can't move no further because we already cement blocked our feet ourselves in. Our feet can't move now. So we playing that shit. Oh, CNN said, if you vote, 45 gonna come knock on your door. So they don't want no visitors. So now they can't get up and go do shit. That's what we do to ourselves.
But see, my thing is, we really. In order for you to know your vote counts, you have to understand that there were people before us that had to pass a 30-question test that they gave to college students that couldn't pass it.
Wait, back up.
They gave to professors in college that couldn't pass it.
And they had to have a certain amount of money or property.
Yeah, you had to pay the poll tax.
Before they can
pay the poll tax, yeah.
Before they even get to the test, they had to have proved that they had $100 worth of property.
And then there were people that voted because there were clarity. Every ability to vote. If you're disabled, you can say, "Look, I need a mail-in ballot." If there's early voting, there's weekend voting. There's all these times that you have to vote. So there's not a time that you say it's just one day. See what the law they're trying to pass, that N1, that Lewis law they're trying to pass. It's gonna make every election day a holiday, so nobody's working, so you can vote whenever you want to. But Republicans don't want to pass that because that makes it easier for people. If it's a paid holiday and you can go vote, man, they're gonna be skipping up there with Skittles and iced tea voting, and it's gonna piss everybody off. So the thing is we have to understand that just because they're making it harder, we can make it easier by voting.
AJ, was that you telling me that if you give somebody, I don't know if it was you or somebody else, but they were saying that if you give somebody who's standing in line to vote, if you hand them water, you can be arrested?
Oh yeah. They can be arrested. Water, food, you can be arrested now in Georgia. Yeah, they just passed that.
You talking about
we want you to die.
Yeah.
We want you to die in line. We don't want you to make it to the door. And we're gonna make it. And see, what they know is the reason there are long lines is because they close so many polling places.
Yeah.
And see, we need to see in Georgia, we didn't understand when Georgia's governor, you know what his job was before he was governor?
What?
Secretary of State.
Secretary of State.
You know what the Secretary of State is over? The voting of the people. You know how many people he purged from the voting rolls?
That's a damn shame. I didn't realize that. Realize that.
Wow. So I'm saying, how are you gonna be Secretary of State over voting and running for governor?
And running for governor. Shh.
If it was a black person that had the ability to control his own fate, they would have changed that shit in the beginning.
I mean, look, he'd have been all over the news. It's a scandal.
Yeah, it would change. You Secretary of State over voting, and see, he purged hundreds of thousands of black people from the voting roll when he won governor.
Yeah.
So when the call went to Georgia from the ex-person that was running the White House, it wasn't far-fetched.
No.
That all he needed was 11,780 votes.
But wait, what did he say, AJ?
He said, I just need 11,780 votes.
Find me.
You can find me. You can find me 11,000. He said because Kemp, when he was running, he purged hundreds of thousands of people from. All you gotta do is purge some people. And say you did a recount, and I'm with you. But he also said, get some people that want to see change to help you count the votes. Tell me what that means.
What does that mean?
Yeah, tell me what that means. Get some people that want to see change to help you count the votes. Tell me what that means.
I'm writing a poem on that shit.
They ain't gonna see they ain't gonna see illegal votes if they don't want to see change.
They want to see change. You ain't lying. Oh, I didn't see that. I watched The Godfather Harlem.
Yeah.
And I watched how the mob bosses fixed they rigged the vote. Not the vote. They rigged the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Johnson had to pay all that out. Same thing. They just make that call. Hey, look here. You know what to do, right? 747. 747. Okay, cool. Boom. That's it. The whole system of the United States of America was built on a buddy system. All them niggas was being buddies. All of them. Every pale-faced nigga you saw was all buddy systems. And they only started arguing because, look, we got this, so we better than y'all. And y'all up there. There you go. Rules for rioters. Yeah.
And I broke all of them.
It's kind of like what Miles Davis said. He said, "Don't call my music jazz. Don't box me into that shit. Don't call my music jazz." Perfect. Don't box me. I'm a writer, man. I write. I will write melodies from heaven, and I will write you right into a box of hell at the same time. So don't call me. Don't just lock me into that. I'll accept the title, but I'm not just a poet. I'm a writer.
I had a conversation on my live yesterday with a guy, that read a poem, and it was a poem. It was, I'm saying, the wordplay in it was dope.
Yeah.
It was just a whole lot of words, but somebody said, okay, what's the context?
Yeah, he was killing.
He got mad. He got mad because they asked him the context of the words, but you know, and I kept telling him I had to stop him because I wasn't going to let him finish whatever he was saying. I said, look, every question is necessary because you could solve that person's dilemma in writing if you answer this question right now. So I say, just say that this right here, this was wordplay.
Yeah.
Which means this is a freestyle. It don't need a concept. It's a freestyle. It's just me getting shit off my chest.
Exactly.
But see, to get mad because somebody asked you a question, it's what America did to us because where do you think Turn the Other Cheek came from?
Come on. Kids need to be seen and not heard. Where do you think that came from?
Yeah, Turn the Other Cheek. I'm saying, where do you think it came? Like, okay, so you need to come through the back door. You can't be coming to the front. You can't sit at the lunch counter. You're gonna look a little strange with all these white people I'm serving with some black folk at the lunch counter. You can't sit at the lunch counter. You can't do this. Come through the back door, get your food. You don't know if they spit in it. You don't know what they did to the food. We just wanted to be a part of something that was already enacted.
Yeah. So
we were willing participants in this degradation of us just to participate.
Just to participate.
See, at one point in time, we had all those same businesses too. All of them.
Flourished very well.
If we wasn't rushing to be a part of somebody else's business, we would still have our own.
The worst thing that had happened to black people in this country was segregation. The absolute worst. We stopped depending on each other. We stopped trusting one another. We stopped loving one another. We don't even know each other anymore.
No, but even further than that, you don't have to say we don't know each other. We don't know our damn neighbors, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what AJ, it was a time where your family would walk 5 miles just to meet at the other family house for Sunday dinner.
Mm-hmm. And not just that, we meet at the park. All the families meet at the park, just hang out. Parents hanging out, kids hanging out.
Family reunion was all the whole summertime. Everybody getting together. We're gonna meet the kids at this park. We're gonna go here this week. Now look what happens. Can't go here because this one don't like that one. This one don't get along with that one. Or they mother be talking about these kids. I'm not going there because their kids is bad. Look at what's happening.
No,
we have every reason why not to.
But see, not just look at what's happening. Look where it's happening. You know, because every reality TV show, I go in the room in there, it's women arguing about something, about somebody else, telling somebody else's business on a reality TV show, and I'm like, and I'm telling something. I say, when I wake up in the morning, I have this heavy idea on my tongue that I got to go and write. I'm trying to write some positive shit, and I had to say the other day, I said, look, I can't listen to this in my sleep.
Yeah. When
I'm sleeping, I say that disrupts my spirit. All this arguing disrupt my spirit. How does it not? How does it not rough your? How does it not crawl on your skin and live? How do you not have these conversations in your waking moments when you hear them in your sleep?
They got a show, some bullshit show supposed to be on YouTube. That's a Charlotte-based thing called it's like gosh, what the hell? Housewives of Charlotte or some shit like that. Some of the dumb. Now here's what I'm going to swim with this. Here's what happened. We had my boys DJing. You know, I know a lot of DJs, right? My boys DJing at this party, AJ.
Hold the reins. I'm going somewhere with this. We riding.
He said, "Come on, man. I'm DJing here. Come down here, man." I think it was CIAA, last CIAA. I get over there, and it was like the households is coming, the house something, whatever the hell they was. And then you got these dudes that come in with these girls. They all loud and shit. They got these fake ass fur coats on. You know a fake fur coat if you ever seen a real one. Fake ass fur coats coming in. If you had a real fur coat on, you ain't standing in nobody's club with it on your back. If it's a real fur coat, you will die. Okay, that's how hot a real fur coat is. And then I'm looking at these grown ass people standing up in chairs on the sofa. They feel the sofa's there. Ain't nobody sitting on. They gonna put their feet in the sofa and sit on the back. And I'm saying, This is reality TV. Households of basketball and hip hop hussies or hoochies, whatever that's reality TV. That's what the fuck my children supposed to grow up to inspire to be. That's what you telling me. That's reality TV. It was bad enough with the Jerry Springers when all that shit came on. Then the first 48. Listen to the shit that we letting.
But John, I had a conversation. Two things. I had a conversation about the first 48, right? Because I'm like, I knew a couple of people in Dallas that got railroaded by the police.
Okay.
Had their story on the first 48, and the way they told the story was not the way it went down.
Not the way I bet.
And I tell people, I say, I can't watch the show because it's a reenactment of somebody else's tale of what the tale was and not what the truth is.
Right.
And then you know, when I told my sister said, yeah, you know, I got 13% Spanish. I got, you know, a dab of French. I got, you know, a little bit of Sierra Leone, and I got this and I got this. And I'm like, I told her, I said, well, the way I remember history is that the people were captured. They trekked across this African land to the shore. Mm-hmm. They were put on a ship. In the underbelly of the ship, the ships rode to one of the islands, and they got off the ships, and then they tried to figure out where these people were going to go and be sold. Another ship came, picked them up, took them where they're being sold, and they were marched out, separated, and then they were sold on auction blocks. So where the Spanish came in, or where this little French or where this Portuguese came in doing your bloodline, was not your great grandmother wasn't a tourist and went and dated some motherfucker in Portugal. Didn't date somebody in Spain. Didn't find a boyfriend in France. All those were rapists. So
every one of them.
You might find people in your DNA that were not supposed to be in your DNA. So thinking that these are relatives doesn't mean they're family.
Think about that for a minute. Every face that does not have your original family's name attached to it. I watched Roots, man, and I watched that, man. They brought Kunta's mother, I believe, his daughter. No, it was his mother. This is New Roots. They brought her to the plantation. Chained her to this damn wall, left her in this damn barn or whatever it was. And the owner comes in, drunk as all hell, come inside. He's raping her and yelling, "It's my right." His wife comes to the door, hears it, grabs her pearls and turns around and walks away. He said, "It's my right." You know, I watched that because I never want to forget that. When my baby girl was 2 months old now, when she's old enough to comprehend that, because she hear it in my poems anyway. She actually sits there and let me do poems on live. I love that. She'll sit quiet. When the poem over, she gonna raise hell. But while I'm doing it, she's fine. When she's old enough to understand, I want her to understand that you might be able to find out who these people were that interfered in our bloodline, but that is not your family. Those were actually rapists.
Man, when I read Roots, my favorite character in Roots was always the fiddler.
Fiddler, yes. And
it was always the fiddler simply because, you know, every artist practice arting. You will see him pick up and look at some sheet music or practice some songs or whatever, but he never had the time. But every time the fiddler played, he say, "I'm gonna play because Master want to beat somebody. He's in a bad mood.
I'm gonna fix it.
I'm gonna fix this bad mood, Master, in with this good music." So not practicing and playing smoothly is two different things.
Yeah.
Because if you don't write poetry all the time, your poem might not be congruent, might not have this connection, might not be flowing like you think when you wrote it because you haven't practiced writing. So how can you play the fiddle without practicing perfect every time? to me, that was dope.
Yeah.
That was dope. I'm like, yeah, because the Philly was the shit.
Let's go to Fiddler. Let's talk about it. When Kunta broke that chain and Fiddler walked in, he said, "Why you do that for? You gotta go now. You can't stay here now. I'm gonna play real good so Master don't know you missing. But you got to go now." I thought that was such a powerful moment. Now that will make you think about, did he run far enough? Did he run part of that 800-mile run and just miss to Harriet? Harriet just left. Did he just miss it? You know what I mean? Like that, man, that was so magnificent.
Did he not make the connection on the Underground Railroad?
Did he just miss it?
Did he miss it?
And did he? Here's another thing. Did he miss it because somebody else was saying, "I'm not helping no Guinea man"? Ain't that what they used to call him? Because they wouldn't help. I remember in the New Roots when before they brought Kunta over, right? He got into a boat and he was on the waters, still waters, and the overseers was watching over the people that was working the field, and the woman looked up and they saw him, and she looked around and they started singing. Everybody started singing together. And I was saying, they didn't just think to sing that song. They knew to sing that song when somebody was getting pie, because they know they had to keep this damn overseer off the back.
Yeah.
Beautiful, man. Like, this was beautiful. This was beautiful. Beautiful.
I'm saying my favorite character was the Fiddler, because I'm saying it wasn't a distraction. It was that he knew the power of music. Just like we walk around here porting. We porting all the time. We go on all these lives, go on different people's formats, and we spit and we spit and we spit. But y'all don't see the work that go into this piece that I'm working on.
Yeah.
Y'all don't see the struggle I try and get to make this shit sound like it came from heaven. Like this shit should be walking on clouds itself, like it's written in clouds, like ain't no ink gonna blaze this. I'm writing in the blood of angels. I'm writing this shit in angel blood.
Yeah. I think we was talking the other day, and I said, I want to write so it affects you to the point where you have to get up and do something. Your seat get warm. You got to get your ass up and walk in the kitchen and drink some water or some moonshine or something. But you have to go do something.
Now, John, I told him, I said, look, I write every day for the simple reason. This is the only reason I write every day. Because I got 9 books now. Me and Ja finna do a question and answer session on Still Black. Mm-hmm. Just got copies in. I was going through some of them. Some of them got a line down the middle. I'm about to send some back because I'm not sending them to anybody that in the book don't look like it's supposed to look. So I'm sending some back. But I'm finna ship the first shipment out. But I write every day because I want to write a poem dope enough for you to know you need to buy all my shit.
Yeah, that too.
Because he said, I don't know what that poem is, but if he got that poem right there, it got to be something else. Got to be something else I need to hear.
The beauty in you saying that, right? I don't think she'll mind if I mention this. Ramadan bought the book I wrote to my daughter. And don't get me wrong, I love my first book with my mother's beautiful picture on the front. I love The Black Light. But I did understand after writing my first books, I understood more of my intent in writing what I'm calling a book. And when Daybreak sends me, now she's been sending me, I know she's been reading it. She's been sending me messages saying, yeah, I love that book. She's been sending me messages saying that, oh, this touched my heart.
You talking about The Black Light? but Josh Smalls at the bottom and shit. This one you talking about, right? The Black Light, this one you talking about?
No, the one I wrote for my daughter is the one.
Oh, 101. Oh, 101. That's okay, my bad.
That book. So I get responses just like anybody else who have several books out, right? You're gonna get responses, but because I know what I knew I had to go to a place to write that book, right? I had to relive some things differently than what I had to relive in the other book. And when I hear the voices of women who have not had good relationships with men, their dads, their uncles, their grandfathers, all those things. When I hear that, it does a different thing for me. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, yeah. My beautiful mother. That's my only right there. Yeah. And that shows you how long that first book with that image on there, Tamika did that cover. She hooked that cover up for me. And it just came out perfect. When I showed that to my mom, she was like, wow. But when I write, I want to grab you and damn near choke you back to where you're supposed to be at. I want the words to just be like a necktie, and you got to straighten the shit out when you're just swallowing those words.
Like Mike, what up? Jeff. No, but I really believe that there are people listening that are afraid of what the rest of the content might be.
Mm.
Okay, I kind of like what they're saying. Like I kind of like some of the poems that he read, but some of them he say nigga too much. Some of them he be talking about that Black Death. Some of them he be talking about white people hard. Some of them we can't. I can't have that in my house. You know, I can't bring that around my kids. You know, but we got to tell our kids the truth.
They need to know.
So my thing is, I wish I didn't have to write the way I write. I wish I could write some funny shit.
Yeah.
I wish I could write some shit about, about niggas frolicking in the park. I want to see niggas frolicking in the park. I really do. But first I got to figure out what frolicking is.
Yeah.
I don't know what frolicking is because I don't think we ever frolic. We never had time to frolic. If they usually call it running. They usually call it, the sirens got us sprinting. They call it something different. They don't call it frolicking for us.
They still call it nigga. Let's talk about that. They say frolicking. We say frolicking. They still say nigga.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what it is, but I wish I could write about frolicking or write about you ever seen niggas skipping? You ever seen niggas skipping, man? I wish I could write about niggas skipping. I wish I could write about skipping, niggas skipping, jovial down the street, with lollipops and, cotton candy and shit. That's the kind of poem I want to write. Lollipops and cotton candy kind of poem. I don't want to write about hangings and niggas being murdered in the street with knees on their neck. I don't want to write about people getting shot in the back. I don't want to write about police getting off from killing black folks. I don't want to write that kind of poem. I don't want to write how heaven's log is backed up because there's too many niggas standing in line and they still got slaves that ain't made it yet. I don't want to write that kind of shit.
Yeah. I want to write a book that says heaven said, no, you can't kill no more black people. We got enough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Heaven say we reached our limit.
We got our limit. We got to keep some of the black folks down there. We're gonna let the sun shine a little bit more.
Oh, man.
We're gonna move black people to Mulberry Street now.
So
they're untouchable.
And to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street, yeah, I kind of like that.
Hey, that might be the next poem. What if black people lived on Mulberry Street?
For real. Joker Berry, what up, man? Now I'm talking to Coach Ja, man. We're on 10 times now. We were just talking about how we wish we could write some funny shit. We wish you could write some jovial shit, niggas frolicking and playing in the park or skipping or about whistling Dixie if we knew what Dixie was for real, or because they always talk, oh, whistling Dixie, and I'm like, I don't know. I think Dixie is kind of the place where we wasn't having fun in Dixie.
Yeah,
we weren't top-notch people in Dixie. We were the people bringing sarsaparilla to the. We was holding. No, we was the people holding the fan. When we the one holding the fan on the porch.
Right. We were still trying to get segregation with Dixie.
Yeah, we wasn't big in Dixie. What's up, Alicia? Hit me up, Alicia. I want to know about your show tomorrow or your show tonight, whichever one it is. Because somebody told me they was on your show, or they were coming to your show, or they was going to be on your show. And I'm on here with Coach Josh Smalls. I need you to follow Coach Josh Smalls. He's actually on YouTube. This is my buddy I was talking about, and we do a show every Thursday called 10 Times Now. This is the show. Go to his YouTube, check him out, follow him, Coach Josh Smalls, and we both need to talk to you. We need to sit down and do something. We need to do something together. We need to talk. I appreciate it.
I want to write poems that sound like orange moon sitting in perfect and purple skies, right? I want to write those poems.
Like you want to write poems like a box of Fruit Loops.
Yeah. I want to
Box of Lucky Charms. I want to write the box of Lucky Charms poem.
Box of Lucky Charms. I want to write the poems that say I love you before you even finish the first stanza. But I can't because I love you. And I have to write you where you used to be so that you can figure out a way to get back to that mindset. You see what I'm saying? Slavery didn't break you, but if you didn't go through, if you weren't who you were, you would have never made it through slavery. When I tell people that they enslaved the Irish people first, that's why Irish people don't really like black people when they know the history. It's like, I'm jealous, but I'm glad we didn't make it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
But the Irish were indentured. They had that indention in front.
Right.
Indentured slaves. So what they did is it came whole families still together.
Still together.
They came on money for the trip.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I'm believing that they told us that we were gonna have a round trip to this place and they wanted to just go check it out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Ain't no boats we've been on ever took us back to the shore we came from. So that's why a lot of black people don't really like cruises. You know, we don't want to arrive somewhere and not be taken back home.
If the point of no return only allowed one person through at a time, it's because it was an experience that you will never forget.
Yeah.
It wasn't my experience the same as yours, even if you came right after me or went right before me. Because you had to go through and you had to grab what you got from that and you had to live with it.
But the most the most hard thing about it is the opening could only fit a body.
One body.
You know, and when you made me write that piece, man, I went and did all my research, you know, and I found there was, see, what happened is there was one original place that President Obama went to, that Melania Trump went to, that was on this show Naked and Afraid, or no, on the show where they're running around the world or whatever show that is.
Yeah,
they had to go in there and do something, find something. But that was original place, but there were so many places that had the same construct that they all began to label them Gate of No Return. So the Gate of No Return was not just that one spot anymore, because there was a whole lot of places that people left and could never return from. And you know, and I think it's horrible. Well, we need to tell those stories. But when I wrote that poem, and I did all my research and I had all these facts, but I was like, this is not a fact-finding poem. This ain't that. This ain't that kind of piece. I can't write it that way. Right. I can't give you these facts and think that you're gonna feel what it felt like to leave somewhere and never be able to come back.
I charge poets all the time with writing. I don't care. Write the funny shit, the bullshit you want to do. Write what you want to write. But I always tell poets when they start talking about, oh, I wanted this and I do that in my work, and I tell them, I said, well, here's what you need to understand. What religion you belong to. What was the religious book of choice with the religion you chose? And whatever scripture they chose, I asked them, do you know who they went to get to write the book? Who wrote the scripture? Muhammad had Muhammad's miracle was he received the Quran and never wrote it down. He didn't read it. He received it, and the Quran means recite, so he recited it. Jesus never wrote scripture. Moses never wrote scripture. They received scripture. Who wrote it down? They got the poets to write it. The poets wrote history. They always went to get the poets. Write what you want to write. Write what makes you feel good. But you have been given a gift, so you are charged with doing what you're supposed to do. And
but on top of that, Ja, the king of any place would invite the jester to the courts.
The jester always, yeah.
Because he say, hey, make me laugh.
Make me laugh.
But he whispered to the soldiers, go find that poet on the corner so he can stop telling the truth about me.
Bring him here so we can rewrite this truth.
Yeah, so the thing is poets has forever had their tongues removed. Mm-hmm. You know, because I used to ask people, I said, okay, so which one has been prosecuted for spitting the truth, the poets or the preachers? It's always been the poets.
Yeah.
Because, you know, and I would tell people the marvel of Jesus Christ, if you read the Bible, the marvel is that he never hung out with the people they thought he ought to be hanging out with.
That's true.
Because everybody said, why are you hanging out with them, Jesus? You know, shouldn't you be over here with us? And see, what we don't get in our, you know, in I guess in our trek to be our better selves, what we don't get is that a lot of times the people we need to hang out with are not the people that like us, or not the people that think our message is clear, not the people that think poetry matters or what you wrote is anything, not the people, they ain't gonna buy your book.
Mm-mm.
They ain't gonna listen to your live. They ain't gonna visit 10 times now and see me and Jai talking for hours. They ain't gonna see my Wednesdays. They ain't gonna see your coffee time in the morning with Jai. You do it every day at 10 Eastern time, you know, 7 Pacific. They ain't gonna go and see your show because they say, look, I don't want to really like him. You know, because see, when you start looking at what people do, you start liking. You say, oh man, that they got something. Dr. Seuss around the corner, I bet you. He say, you know, they gonna start when they start liking you. Then they got to tell somebody else that they like you. And I wrote a poem that says, look, I see what your friends tell you to bob your head to. I see what your friends tell you to move your hands together for. See, I used to write like that before I learned how to write like me. So I used to write like you, but I don't want to write like you anymore because I like writing like me. And there's a difference when you find yourself in the midst of the struggle or the midst of the trials and you discover there's people still in those trials that don't want to find themselves in the midst of it.
Right. You know, people are afraid of the mirror. They're afraid of the mirror because there's a truth that they can't avoid at that point. And when you are afraid of your own truth, that's a problem. That is a problem. And then it becomes, how do I fix this truth that I don't like? How do I mend it to something else? And so for me, I'm writing my future. And it may come from me writing my past, but I'm writing my future. That's how I look at it.
You know, I always tell people, I say, I write because someday, even the children that might not want to read what I've written, the ones that may not think that I've written anything warranting their attention, I write because one day they're gonna pick up a poem and they're gonna see themselves in it.
That's it.
They're gonna pick up a poem and they're gonna say, wow, I just discovered this truth. So when you write truth, it doesn't matter what year they pick the book up. It's not going to change. It's going to be the same truth because truth will always be the truth. No matter what you chase it with, it still tastes like truth. So drink whatever you need, sugar water, alcohol, that Jim Beam, a Jack Daniels. This truth going to be the same. It ain't changing.
You can dress it up whatever you want, but it's still going to have the same effect.
You know, them shoes, truth feet grow exponentially, so them shoes ain't gonna fit for long. You can't put new shoes on Truth's feet because Truth's feet gonna change. They gonna, and Richard Pryor tell you in a heartbeat, he say, the worst thing for a nigga is tight shoes.
You ain't lying.
He said tight shoes will bring a confession every time. Even if you ain't did what they say you did, you put some tight shoes, they gonna confess.
They gonna
Real money flow. What up?
I thought you gonna say Richard Pryor said, wino ain't afraid of nothing but running out of wine.
That too.
No. Yeah, man. There is a when I say there's a magic in poetry, it's almost like I'm cheating poetry. It's almost like I'm not giving poetry it's just due. Because a poem can direct your entire life after one delivery. And I've learned that myself. Like I always said, I've learned a lot listening to your wording, your poems, the depths of your work. which I like another Moody Black. I like Moody Black work because Moody Black gives me that Southern roots feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? His poems give you some, you know.
A poem can change the way you breathe. What's up, Brick City? Well,
there you go, AJ.
A poem can change the way you breathe because a lot of times, if you don't break that line where the poet broke that line has a different meaning when you read it.
A different meaning when you read it.
So you can read a poem 3 different days, the same poem, and have 3 different meanings in 3 days. So it don't matter what you thought you got from the poem, because I need to hear that piece again, because I need my today's dose of what I'm supposed to get from your yesterday's lesson.
Right.
Yeah, let me get my today dose of your yesterday's lesson, because I may need to take this class again.
I got a poem that says, I'm the 6 feet atop of a grave site. And if you sit down with that for a minute, what is that saying? It's some dead shit under me. Right?
Man, you know, my line is just the opposite. Mine says that if I stand flat-footed, my locks will appear right above the whole America duck for me at birth. So that means that right now I'm exactly 6 feet tall.
Time out.
That's how they measure. That's how they measure us. They put us in the hole, they duck for us, and they say the hole is 6 feet deep. So how much of your head sticks out? So you 6 feet 1. Oh, you 6 feet even.
Wow.
Yeah, see, every now and then we got to understand. See, the average grave holds 2,000 pounds of dirt.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the grave is 6 feet by 4 feet wide. And they initially, I started trying to figure out why the hole 6 feet deep was the required amount.
Mm-hmm.
So they said there's a lot of records that show that they start digging holes 6 feet deep because it would stop people from stealing from the bodies, from raiding the graves.
Wow.
So, and I'm saying, so you find all this different information. You say, why do you need that information? I need it because we have a lot of traditions that we made in the truth. So when we start uncovering what traditions are traditions and what truth is truth, then we can find ourselves in the middle of it and make sense of our plight, make sense of where we are, make sense of where we need to go, because we cannot live on traditions and act like it's truth. Can't keep doing it.
AJ, I got to back up for a minute. I did not know that's why they started digging graves that deep. Oh, you know I wrote that shit down. You know.
No, man, but I read enough places that was a constant answer.
I'm going to hang up. I'm going to go right now.
That was good. But you got to spit a poem, man. What's today?
It's National Poetry Month, bro.
National Poetry Month. First day of National Poetry Month. Spit something, and then I'm spit something. And we don't been over 2 hours and 42 minutes, so we can get on out of here, go feed family and all that other stuff.
Oh yeah. You want to go first? I'm drinking water. Well, I can go. Don't matter.
Yeah. Now I go first. Let me pull some up, because I had man, I was trying to see, my screen went black. This computer, my computer screen on this computer went out. Right.
Oh, man.
And I didn't like it. So what is this? After COVID? No, I'm not gonna do after COVID. Return to sender? No. Who are you? No. Let me pull up another.
I might do Who Am I? I might do that one.
No. Oh, okay. Now I know what I'm gonna read. I'm gonna read Drug of Choice.
Oh, did I read Drug of Choice? It's Addiction. Did I read that one to you?
No, but you got to. I'm gonna read Drug of Choice.
Right, cool.
I'm gonna read Drug of Choice, and he's gonna read this addiction poem. So yeah, this is Drug of Choice. Every ounce of powder, crumb, peel, dust, dot, microbe I've ever found, I crushed into smaller portions, small enough to mix with ink. Insert back inside my favorite writing instrument. My drug of choice are trees, or rather the aftermarket product created from them. I spent years in Trees Anonymous, in Triple P, pen, paper, pen, trying to recover from this addiction. I got pins in pockets of suits I haven't worn for years. Got shoes made of Bics with fine tip soles. Got dozens of pairs of refillable socks, all colors. My drug of choice be unfiltered paper, with or without lines. It took years to master the proper way to process powdered ink. I get high on books and bindings, thick spines, black pages. My drug of choice be thought. Those unbound, free, usually pungent, the ones impossible for you to get the smell out. Those turned away and shunned by unbelievers. My drug of choice be sound. The kind ears are afraid of, forcing writers to keep their hands in their pockets. I got pens that make noise when they write. Pages cry too much, got verbs and metaphors asking why me, can't stand when ink is disagreeable. My drug of choice be hands. Fingers able to caress a writing instrument, calming the shaking. The anxiety in the ink, a whisper to paper is always safety first. How do you protect a thought that cannot protect the origin from whence it came? My drug of choice be dreams. How they come open palm, fire fist. The texture resembles heaven with the heat of a couple of hails. How dreams feel when you breathe life into them. How replacing ink intravenously with living liquid given you by your parents will force a dream to walk. Make dreams pray. Dreams don't care much for talent. See, just follow through. Yours in the making. How dreams will leave you if you fail to keep your word. My drug of choice be verse. Those built from broken hearts, broken bones, unsettled spirits wishing to be sound. My drug of choice be poetry. How it feels when you live it. How a stage is a home, no roof, no walls. How a mic is a delivery system of promises. How wishes don't need wings, just a truth sayer. How poetry can save a life when drowning in despair, when you can't, and don't know why. My drug of choice be truth. How it feels when you write it. How ain't no dress or pants gonna make it pretty. How truth only lives when it's naked. My drug of choice be prayer. No scarred knees, no clasped hands, no humming, no singing. Amens can wait, got words on a mission. Sometimes it's hard for heaven to listen when it's all tradition, no skin. How you gonna pray if you ain't sacrificed an eye or a leg? My drug of choice be fire. How messengers are instantly combustible if they can't spit the truth. How these words form matches out of saliva, making you believe my tongue is ablaze. Believe these pages lit themselves in flames. My drug of choice be life. How tragedy and laughter be best friends. How tears look the same, happy or sad. How yours is yours and can't nobody else live it. If you tell your story, you catch a body or two in the words. My drug of choice be life. How this, the only one you got. Time is not waiting. How your gifts are temporary. How if you don't use what you got, it can be transferred to someone you think got too many. How your story is your story. And if you take too long, I would tell it myself.
That's it. Good night.
And that's my poem for National Poetry Month first day. Appreciate y'all coming through. Now, Coach Job, come on, man. Your addiction.
I'm reading my addiction poem. I am not cotton field ready. Not strong enough for any bite your tongue ways of living. So my addiction couldn't find it someone else's pocket. Couldn't white dust its way into my system. Pipes and rolling paper can't wrap what already has flames. I've been lighting flames before I could spell. Before language made its way across my tongue. My mother said I read books before I could walk straight. I could send you with a stare, open door what your ideas should have been. I'll admit I can't move. I enjoy the cement blocks that hold me in this position. I'm addicted to backlash, the quiet talk, the whispers that only appear when my back is turned. I enjoy knowing mason jars can't capture what my voice hasn't found yet. I know exactly what I love. How it feels to draw rainwater from congested skies. I'm built Ford tough, Dodge Caravan sturdy. They can't make them like this anymore. Beaten, unbroken, gunned down at 19, scaled 21 steps on my back, shoulders holding secrets many run away from. Some things couldn't be snatched from my tongue. I've been addicted to swinging 10 fingers and swollen knuckles, fighting words that nobody's mother should hear. My hands became my weapon early. Fingers turned ink pens into cannons. Pencils found targets on blank pieces of paper. There's no bowing when knees won't bend. when hands don't like themselves anymore. I've been addicted to hatred. Pain never left me, much like this bullet, just like the dead nerves that claim my face, rocked my jawbone, 78% of my right eye's vision gone. I'm addicted to not smiling, always painting, aging because Father Time says so. I'm addicted to love, being unavailable, helping too damn much and never caring about who doesn't like that. I'm addicted to bass bottoms, Biggie Small lyrics, Easy Mo B's music. I'm addicted to riding trains in cold winters. I'm addicted to basement parties that play heavy reggae. I'm addicted to love. And I love being born in Brooklyn. That's my quick addiction poem.
Beating unbroken, gunned down at 19, addicted to backlash.
Yeah.
And I'm saying the fire in that is that a lot of times people, you know, because I've noticed people will want to break down your poem. They want to break down your poem so to mean what they think it means. Mm-hmm. And me, I pleasure breaking down other people's poems because I'm saying I think I listen pretty good. So
you listen damn good. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe you missed me, but I don't think you did. But no, man. But addicted to backlash means that I done wrote some shit people got problems with. But they won't tell me.
They're gonna tell me. Because right after that, I said it only happens when my back is turned.
That's what I'm saying. They say shit behind your back, you know. Yeah, I know you like that poem, but let me tell you about that poem.
Let me tell you what it really means.
But it starts with one of the glory lines in the piece that say, "I am not cotton field ready." Like you can't slave me. Mm-mm. I'm not slavable. Mm-mm. I'm not slavable, so you can't slave me. I'm not cotton field ready. I'm not sugar cane processing proper.
Phew. That might be the next one. Sugar cane.
Yeah, I'm not cotton field ready. And I like that. I'm not cotton field ready. I'm saying, Master, you can take me out there, but you might as well beat me here.
Beat me now.
You might as well beat me. You can take me out there. You might as well beat me here because I ain't cotton field ready.
Because if I'm picking, you picking too. That's how I see it now. We're gonna be two picking some bitches because I'm not picking by myself.
Brick City, what up? Real money. Alicia, man. Alicia, hit me up for real. Joking word, man. Thank y'all for coming through. This 10 times now myself with Coach Ja. We do it every Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. And we go till we go. But it's been about 3 hours. So I know he got a baby to feed. He got a brand new baby. Got to make sure the family's fed. I got to check on mine too. But now, man, it's been a blessing. I'm saying, come in. You got questions, man. Send us questions. If you got people that want to come on the show and talk about something, come on the show and talk. We're ready.
Listen, find your representatives in your area, and we will reach out. We want them on here. We want to talk to them. We want them to answer the questions that they won't ask them on the news.
Yeah, we want to talk to representatives, talk to your senators. Yeah. If you got a representative, your senator's representative.
Yeah.
If congressperson got a representative, let's talk to the representative because they're going to want to come on here because they're not going to be prepared for, just tell them we want you to go on this show and the dude say that he ain't cotton field ready.
I ain't cotton field ready.
He not slavable. You can't sugar cane process me proper. So I don't know what you're expecting when you come here, but it ain't what you're expecting when you come here.
Yeah. Because it's definitely not what you expected. Definitely.
I love you, my brother, man. I love you, my brother. Hey, check this out. It's IG, man. Thank y'all. Thank you. Symbiosis, let me know when you got time, AJ. Look forward to talking to you. Okay, give me a second. I got to go check on my family. I've been on here, man. I got to feed people. Yeah. But I'll hit you up for sure. But love y'all, man. Thank everybody for IG for coming through. It's 10 times now. Myself, Coach Ja, every Thursday. Tell people to tell people to tell people and come through.
AJ, I love you, bro. I appreciate you, man. So much respect and honor for you, man. I really, really appreciate you, man. So this here is always a blessing. And always make me go to work and shit afterwards, though. I always got some more writing and shit to do after we get off here. I'm trying to figure out some other shit.
Oh yeah, no, I'm saying you definitely got me. I gotta finish this anointed piece now.
Yeah, I'm going to do that that gravesite deep poem now.
Yeah, but that
man,
now that anointed and definitely another dressing for church.
Oh, yeah.
Now let me tell you what let me find the title I wrote on mine. because I wrote the title of mine when you was reading your shit. Where is it? Here it is. It's let me go down here. I think it's on there. Yeah. I got a line on this and I didn't transfer it to the other place. It said, truth be, it's hard to let go, may not return come spring. It's talking about how slaves are compared to autumn, to leaves in autumn. I done threw my whole house at JJ Warehouse full of pens and all kinds of stuff. You can have it all. I love you, Betty. I do, man. You're so awesome, man. Thank you for everything. I appreciate you. No, but I'm trying to. Where did I write the title to? And I got all these pages open because I'm writing on all this stuff that ain't. Oh, mine is what is church?
What is church? Yeah. I'm gonna end up writing. I don't think dressing for church is one of those poems that there's only one.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm supposed to edit the first one. I hadn't even began editing the first one yet. I just went. I don't know what hit me this morning, but I just went, and I was like, "Oh boy!" And then when I found out, when I put in there, what I put in there? When I put in 1933 is when they adopted communion.
Yeah, communion. The first Sunday service. Yeah.
So I said in 1933 when Passover found Christ.
Yeah. And I wrote that down because I'm like, but check this out. I might change what is church to this title: preacher, pastor, deacon, priest.
Ain't no reverend in there. That's the next line.
No, I'm telling you, I think that's gonna be the title I'm working with. Preacher, pastor, deacon, priest. I think that's gonna be it.
That give it a whole nother swing right there. That's a whole nother drum roll right there. Yeah.
Priest, preacher, pastor, deacon, priest.
Yeah.
And man, I see all these people going live, and I love it because, but some of them, they want you to send your poem in, and they will actually read it for you. And I think that's cool, but I don't really want you to read my poem for me.
No. Okay, right.
I've seen some shit you can look
at. Yeah. Now I'll keep my poem to me. If you buy the book, you got it, then you can read it.
No, but I tell you, John, that's really why I write every day, because I want people to hear me on all these places to say I ain't heard the same poem from AJ too many times.
That's what I'm saying.
So I might need to go buy some shit.
I love coming with something new every time. I love it. Yeah.
Because the other day, I think I wrote 3 or 4 pieces the other day. Throwing all my size 11 shoes that she coach. Might be a 6 in there by mistake.
I love Miss Betty. I love Miss Betty.
Know it. Man, that's dope. Let me tell you, I'm trying to find the title. What poem did I write?
It is National Poetry Month, man, and what a way to kick it off. Every day that I come on, I'm going to have poets on doing poems. Coffee time, they're going to be doing poems tomorrow. I'm probably going to do something Saturday. Sunday, we're about to drive in, so I'm going to stream that live. But every day that I'm on Coffee Time is going to be poets coming on and sharing their poems. So I'm have a lot of faces circling in and out. And we just going to do a poetry marathon honoring our month that we love. And
no, for sure, man. Because I'm saying I like the Getting No Return, the prompt you gave me. That shit is fire, man. I like that one.
I hadn't even started on that one yet, AJ, but it's coming. And how a black man walked.
And I like to name your colors too, because y'all was working on the color when I heard your color poem.
Oh yeah. I love that. I don't know why. I don't even know. I think that was a prompt from somewhere too.
Yeah, it was on impromptu.
Got you. I knew it was somewhere. That I like that poem too.
Yes, so I did name your colors. I'm like, yeah, I got to write that one.
Yeah,
But-
I
because
like that.
that's what I told Wiz. I said, look, I'm not even gonna wait for y'all to beckon me to some shit y'all done wrote no more.
Yeah, that because I like to write stuff that people. If I write the same shit all the time, then what you heard all you need to hear from me.
And that's why I hope I am excited every day with what comes to me to write. Just like today, the anointed piece. I'm saying I haven't heard that concept anywhere by anybody at any time. I haven't even heard the slightest inkling that it was anything like that. So for me to have to make something be, and I think, because I always told people, I learned to read. I memorized all of Dr. Seuss books before I was, before I was 4, all of them. And my mother thought I could read, and she started making me read and do math. So I always wrote poetry, and I say, well, if he created everything from nothing, I need to gather all my nothings to create everything from.
Yeah.
So I'm still gathering my nothings and trying to create everything from them. So it's a process, and every day I just try and be, because somebody told me, how you gonna write a better poem? I'm like, because you got to.
You got to. That's what the hell you woke up for.
I'm saying, how you gonna, because I'm like, I'm not finna work on a mediocre poem.
For what?
I'm not gonna work on this poem and say, hey, it's okay. No, if I'm writing it, it's finna dance. I'm finna put some feet on this mother. It's gonna have muscles in its legs. It's gonna be able to run. Gonna do Harriet 800. It's gonna do all the things.
That's why I'm writing it. Shit. I got a poem called "How Do I Give Up My Gems?" It's about a mother losing her son, and yeah, I don't even know that shit gonna be so powerful. I wrote it, and how you like, yeah, I'm ready to really dress it. I'm gonna dress that shit up. That's gonna be a poem that's gonna hurt some folks, but hopefully help some folks heal too.
Man, man, I'm telling you, man, it's anointing piece I'm trying to work on, man. I think it's next level because I ain't heard nothing like it.
And that's the thing, man. I want to write what nobody heard.
Me too. Yeah, I'm saying that's why when I go somewhere, I'm like, oh no, this ain't that talking normal shit. This ain't that. This ain't that average conversational piece.
Yeah, this ain't what you expect for.
This is that if after you hear it, you're gonna go try and tell somebody what you heard, and it ain't gonna work. You're gonna have to come buy my shit.
I'm trying to find this thing. Yeah, so AJ, man, yeah, let's get out of it because we'll be on here all night. And
man.
I appreciate you, man. And we still got work to do, but we on it. We on it.
And man, we moving forward, man. Cause this show, let everybody know. So this show is growing. We're finna have some 10 times now product. We're finna have some other things. This finna be the first podcast that we do together. We've got a lot of things in the works. So yeah. Keep following us, keep moving, keep adding tell other people to come here and hang out, or tell them if they want to have a talk.
Come on through. Come on. Yeah. They don't look. You don't even got to prepare us. Just show up on Thursday.
Really? We like what's her name? Granny on the Clampets. We're gonna go fetch you some vittles to eat. You might not be used to eating that boiled possum, but hey,
sometimes that's all it's in.
Yeah, give it a try. It might like it.
Don't worry about what it looked like. Yeah. Oh man. Well, listen, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Coach Ja, my man AJ Houston. We in the building always every Thursday right here, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure y'all coming through, man. Show some love. Come with your questions. Come with your voter registration cards. Come with your senators, all your representatives in here. We love doing poetry because that's what we do, but we're really about doing community. So bring your community stuff here. Let's have the conversations. Let's share it, your thoughts, your ideas. Let's put it out there so we can begin to move. Our community will not change until we change it, and we only need a little bit of change to make some sort of change. So let's get this change together, and let's make it happen. Y'all be good. Y'all be blessed. Peace and love.
Bless and be excellent. Peace. Love you, man.